is the Wednesday edition. The 53-man roster is set. Sort of.
Is it?
They don't even have a long snapper on it right now. Edition.
How about a short snapper?
Yeah. Oh, hey, what's that? That was a different logo. I'll pick up on the screen there, Jesse. I like that one. Edition.
I can't see it. Where is it?
Well, I can see you. I can see you.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Old T's having a tough morning.
Is it that same microphone that you can't? It's all wobbly.
It's frustrating.
There's three others you could pick from, you know?
But we're on video. Well, there you go. How the hell is it? Let's do it live.
Please post that video on our social media channels of the microphone falling as he's talking into it.
I'll just go lower. I'll limbo it today. I'm going to go low with it.
Thank you for your service. And we have a huge announcement that hopefully Tausch's mic will be in position for. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, which I taught a good friend of mine how to use yesterday so they can get our show live. WisconsinOnDemand.com, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and, of course, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, where you can see Tausch wrangle his microphone as he gets ready for the program. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is the Packers Hall of Famer, who's about to get two new teammates who were his teammates when he was a player. That's tomorrow. It is the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the new announcement. That we got two new teammates.
No, you're going to have two new teammates in the hall.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think there's a third person, too. I don't know who. Do you know who the third person is that's getting in?
No, sorry.
Are you going to go to the presser tomorrow with Josh and Jordy?
Yes, I am.
City will definitely cry. I feel very confident of that.
I want to get into this because I feel like Wes Hodkowitz and I helped you get ready for your speech by getting your tears out in the press conference. So
you did.
I want to discuss that with you as they get
ready
ready
to
to
do
go.
that tomorrow. It's tomorrow night.
We're excited for them.
We are.
Yes, the press conference is tomorrow. But before we do anything else, Jesse, do you have some sort of special music for our big announcement about the ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison, and ESPN Beaver Dam new lineups across ESPN Wisconsin?
You knew for a special occasion like this I'd have some special music ready to go, didn't you, fellas?
Is this joke stale?
Yeah, it's. I think this should be the wrap of it, but it's kind of kitschy, so
it's stale.
It's stale, but I still like it.
Kevin in Sheboygan doesn't like me, and he texted in last week and said, gotta admit, still enjoy this. So if he doesn't like me and he enjoys this, I think it's got to stay for at least another year.
If it's Kevin approved, we'll keep doing it.
Well, the music of, I made some new music, here it is, and then it's the same song, that may be stale. Our lineup definitely is not. So we are starting a new lineup on ESPN.
A new
Milwaukee.
era, if you will.
It's like Luke Fickell and Jordan Love. We've got our own new era. Although the start of our day remains the same. So it's kind of like Wisconsin having good running backs and good offensive linemen. We're kind of the baseline. So here is the lineup now for your favorite ESPN Wisconsin stations. We begin the day with the new ESPN radio morning show featuring our teammate and a fellow UW alum, Evan Cohen, along with Super Bowl champion Chris Canty and longtime ESPN radio personality Michelle Smallman. As was the case with other iterations of the national show, this will be on from 5 to 7 a.m. in Milwaukee and from 5 till 9 a.m. in Madison and Beaver Dam. Now, as you know, if you are a huge fan of our ESPN Milwaukee programming, you know that Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are on from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Fun show.
Awesome show. We both join it once a week. And so they lead into us in Milwaukee. But Evan and Chris Canty and Michelle lead into us in Madison and in Beaver Dam. So then, I don't want to brag, but everyone's favorite ESPN Wisconsin show then is still on 9 to noon.
It's not Max's, but it is my mom's favorite show.
We're not Max's favorite show?
No.
Wait a minute.
I know. We're winning them over. That's why this news is going to be. Well, we'll see. Today's his last day of being able to listen, so.
I gotta say, that kind of hurts. I wasn't expecting
what
to feel
doesn't he
sad
like
during
about
this
us?
announcement.
Are we boring?
You're not going to like the answer to that.
Oh, it's me, isn't it?
No, it's not you. Continue, Jason.
I don't know if I can go. I don't know if I can go on if Max doesn't.
It's kind
like
of a
me.
huge roadblock in our announcement.
Your wife
here.
doesn't even listen, Jason. Continue on.
She doesn't have another show that's her favorite, though. That would be the key difference there. All right. So after we're done, you can listen to Greeny from 12 to 2.
Takes more vacation than I do, but
assuming he's on that day.
Yep.
Otherwise, he has his own cousin subs that he's got on his program.
Mm-hmm.
So Greeny from 12 to 2 across all of ESPN Wisconsin. And then the big unveiling. Our
here
brand
we go.
new.
Let's go.
Featuring 3 of our awesome teammates now put together, and they will join us a little later in our show today to talk a little bit about each other. It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Kyle is Kyle Wallace. He is a host on 101.7 The Truth in Milwaukee. I talk to him every Sunday because he produces Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin.
Mm-hmm.
So he will be alongside Ben Brust as he shifts from the wildly popular Scalzo and Brust program now to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. So Ben Brust. And then our favorite punter. I'm a little concerned about this. I'm really excited for him because I am a huge Brad Nortman fan. If this is going to curtail his cousin subbing opportunities on this show, though, I have some reservations.
Yes, it will, Jason. He's got his
I'm
own
aware
show
that it will.
Okay. Just want to make sure you know that.
I'm not pleased, but I'm pleased for him. You hear Brad Nortman all the time across these airwaves. He is our favorite punter, the former Badger. I don't know what this means for him and the rest of his life, but it's great news for us and great news for our listeners. So Kyle, Brust, and Nortman will be on in Madison from 2 till 4 and on in Milwaukee from 2 until 5. So if you're in Milwaukee, you'll get a bonus hour of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
KBN.
Now, here's the rest of the schedule.
KBN.
All right.
I guess. I mean,
No, it's
Brad.
it's gonna be KBN, right? Is that not how it's gonna get?
Of
monikered?
course, yeah. Kyle, Brust, and Norman.
Yeah, it's not. Jason acts like it's some weird deal at KBN.
Well, I was thinking Kyle, Ben, and Brad would be KBB, which is also Kelly
that's not
Blue
the name
Book.
of the show.
So
It's
I
Nordy.
understand.
Okay.
I'm working my way through this. I'm
All
still
right.
trying to recover from the fact that I've lost my favorite cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe
you'll
that.
get over
And
it.
we're not Max's favorite show. This has been a stunning
it's been a tough
revelation here.
announcement so far, frankly, for us. Now, a couple more points. If you are, like I am, a huge fan of everyone's favorite Olympic gold medal curler, or as Jesse likes to call him, fourth place finisher, fret not. Rutledge and Hamilton aren't going anywhere other than to a different time slot on ESPN Madison. They will now be 4 to 6 every weekday. And again, this is all starting on Monday, September 11th. So the day after the Packers open the season in Chicago, we will open our new lineup.
That's fun.
On Monday.
Okay.
So Rutledge and Hamilton shifting from 2 till 4 in Madison to 4 to 6. And then the Homer Hour. The HH, if we're using initials, which I'm not sure we're doing. That will be from 5 until 6 every single day. And he will be joined by a rotating cast of characters, including, but not limited to, our old buddy Brian Balaga, I think, is part of that plan as well. And so another cousin. It's amazing what a springboard.
It's where
cousin subbing for Tausch.
It's where old right tackles go to live prosperously on GKB. That's what happens.
All right. So this is the lineup. You will hear the new Homer Hour from 5 to 6 every weekday on ESPN Milwaukee 94.5 and ESPN Beaver Dam 1430 with Uncle Homer, who remains the GOAT, in my opinion, of Milwaukee sports talk all time. He is the absolute best, and I'm glad to see that he'll have his own program continuing on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Beaver Dam. So, again, this will start on Monday the 11th after the Packers open the season at Chicago on Sunday, September 10th. So be sure to tune in for all of that. And be sure to tune in at 9:30 because KBN will be joining WNT to talk about their new show.
Okay. I don't know what any
KBN rolls off the tongue a lot better than WNT.
WNT.
Yeah. No, we're not WNT.
Not N.
We'll be Wilde and Tausch.
W&T. Does that roll off the tongue better?
Sure.
Okay. So we look forward to those guys joining us a little bit later in the program. But Tausch, I know you're excited about this. There's a lot of great teammates that we're happy for their either new opportunities or slightly different opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously with Scals moving on up, I love that show. That was Max's favorite show, Scals and Brust. He always
tough break for you, Max.
Well, he always
Sucks to be you, buddy.
appreciated the fact that Brust wasn't as smart as he was, and that he could beat him in trivia, and then he did beat him one time heads up. So that's the I guess crux of that. So it's exciting. I think it's great that Brad Nortman is coming on board and doing some stuff. He is Badger knowledge and obviously played in the NFL and is in the time that he's been on our stations has been really good. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And obviously Kyle with what he's done on Sunday Karma, and even with the confusion around a couple of those Sunday Karma battles that we had on NFL, on fantasy football and some of the other things, Kyle obviously brings a ton too. So it's going to be a fun afternoon lineup. Obviously with Evan, one of the GOATs in morning sports, coming over from Morning Men. I think our lineup is going to be really strong, and maybe even though Max would disagree, maybe even got stronger with Scals moving on up. How's that?
That doesn't make me feel any better. Although it did make me feel better.
Make you feel better.
It makes
That's
me feel
truth.
better that the reason why Max preferred Scalzo and Brust was that he felt he was smarter than Brust, which means at least he feels like we're pretty smart guys.
He beat
still.
Ben. And then he also found out something about Mozart, and that Ben didn't know who Beethoven was, and he thought he was an artist. So the other thing, we always would listen to those guys driving over to hockey. And the other one is, who's the dude, Jesse, that always calls in, has been on the Jordan Love train, the head guy.
Oh, Mark in New Berlin.
The kids love Mark in New Berlin. But the hockey, they couldn't get enough. Monday morning, if the Packers lost, which they did a bunch last year, Mark in New Berlin would call in, and they thought that was the funniest stuff. So I'm sure there'll still be a bunch of those antics with Benny's new show with Kyle and with Nordy.
Well, we're excited about that. We're excited to talk with Ben and Kyle and Brad a little bit later in the program today. But before we kick that off, we want to talk about the Packers roster as it currently stands. It will change today, some. We'll see just how much. 2 tight ends on the roster. No long snappers on the roster. We'll get to that. But first, as we do no matter what we're doing on this show, Tausch has to tell us about Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And maybe, since August is almost over, we'll get an admission from Tausch that it wasn't his Verbo that had a mosquito zoo going on, in the commercial at least, but Gina Della's got him covered.
Yeah, she does. And let's talk a little bit about the birds and the bees like they did on 16 Candles. No. Let's talk about nature, and we want to keep all of that nature out of our house, right? We don't want wasps. We don't want bugs. We don't want any of the flies flying around. We want our windows to keep all that out, and Pella has you covered. The 250 series from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin include exclusive hidden screens, which can stay inside the window while you're not using it. And if you bundle and save the 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with exclusive hidden screens, you can pay as low as $188 per month. Now, that is a good deal. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll talk about the roster and what jumped out at Tausch and Jesse. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
The wait is finally over.
Bucky by a billion. The Badgers are going to roll. The cheese is going to be flowing. Punch him right in the chin, man.
Wisconsin football kicks off against Buffalo this Saturday at Camp Randall Stadium.
This is no walk through the park. This is a game. You have to bring your A game.
Get pumped with ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day beginning at 12:30 and right after the final whistle on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey Madison, it's Dan Andrews from Simnett Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. By now you know that you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simnett Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. But what is a better buying experience? It's a car buying experience that is custom to what you want and need. We can be your trusted expert, or we can be hands-off until you're ready to purchase. If you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Chevy truck or SUV, make the short drive to Simnett Chevrolet in Mount Horeb and see the difference a better buying experience can make.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, where vintage racing lives on. Experience the sights, sounds, and smells from motorsport's pioneering age in historic Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Road America's 2023 season offers numerous opportunities to watch vintage race cars take on the iconic 4-mile road course. The Aaron's Art of Wheels Vintage Weekend wraps up the 2023 Road America race season September 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at wipga.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
The Packers roster is set, but not really.
How much shifting are you thinking?
Well, I can guarantee you that they need a long snapper on the team, which they currently don't have.
And it sounds like they're going to put old Tenuta, one of the, because 11 O-linemen, never ever have I seen 11 O-linemen on the 53.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened. And somebody's like, oh, you should know that. We know. We understand. So he's going to go IR, it sounds like, and then that's the long snapper, but you still only have 2 tights. It was an interesting mix of what we saw yesterday after that was announced at 3 o'clock.
All right, so I want to get Tausch's big takeaway from it, but before that, let me just explain what Tausch is talking about here. So Luke Tenuta suffered a...
Fun name.
He is. It's a very fun name. I really like him. Both of his parents...
Who don't you like on this roster?
There's several. But I'm not going to discuss those currently.
Every time I bring somebody up...
Does that sound like fun? Maybe we can do that as bonus content on YouTube.
Every time I bring that up, I'm like, what about so-and-so? Oh, I really like him. Blah, 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 blah. That's the charm of Jason. This is what Wilde always does.
One position group of
there's
player
a linebacker
you don't like.
he doesn't like.
No, there's multiple people on the team that I do not like.
There's a linebacker you don't like.
Yeah, there is one. Yeah, that's true. That's all you're getting. But Luke, both his parents went to Virginia. They're huge Virginia basketball fans. I think his mom played for the Cavaliers, so we talked Virginia basketball and Tony Bennett and everything else in the locker room, which I enjoy. But he has an ankle injury that he suffered in Cincinnati that will not be healed in time for him to play early in the season. So he has to be on the roster today so then he can be placed on injured reserve and be eligible to return later in the season. That's the rule for IR designation to return. You have to make the initial roster, and then you become eligible to return. So they're doing a little massaging of the roster. I believe the Jets are doing the same thing with Thomas Morstad, their punter, because they need a roster spot to have a guy that they then are going to put on injured reserve.
Why don't they just let these guys IR it? What
that's
what
fair.
Are we doing here?
I totally agree. Okay. I don't know. Rules are rules, but anyway.
That's not even a rule then.
Matt Orzech is the long snapper who will be returning today. Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated was the first one to report that. 11 offensive linemen, 10 once Judy/Luke Tenuta goes on IR. One of those 10 remaining, though, Royce Newman, which was among the surprises. I did not think he was going to make this roster, but he is a 4th-round pick from a few years ago, and they're still giving him opportunities. They got a lot of tackles, Tausch, including Yosh Nijman. So those were some of the things that jumped out at me. What jumped out at you?
Yeah, I mean, initially the first thing was 11 linemen, and I knew that Tenuta, that was reported that he was going to be IR'd, but it just shows you again the emphasis that Brian Gutekunst and his staff put on big bodies and training them and keeping them and making sure that position is solidified. And I think with David Bakhtiari's last couple of seasons, injury-wise, the fact that Yosh Nijman is still here and nobody offered a 3rd, 4th, or 5th-round pick allows you to think that they are going to make sure that spot is solidified. And to keep 11, really 10, I thought it was pretty telling. It gave you a really good idea of how they prioritize roster spots. On the other side of it, I think when you look at there was the defensive backfield to only keep 4 corners. I thought that was interesting, especially with everybody raving about how good that group has kind of turned it on and what they were able to do throughout preseason. And then 2 tight ends, as you put it. I think what this tells me is Josiah Dewar is not going to be a fullback only. He's going to be a fullback tight end and that versatile guy, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy either. And if you're trying to really be a run-first football team, it makes me think that one of those other linemen, whether it's Caleb Jones, whether it's Rasheed Walker, are going to be you're going to see some U71-age with U63 or U72 instead. And I think when you have that, I think that tells you a little bit about where their head's at as a organization, and it is all about youth. So I gave you 4 or 5 takeaways, but the youth movement that we all knew was coming, it has even come stronger and harder than I think anyone thought it was going to.
Average age of this roster as it currently stands, which, again, there will be some change occurring, and who knows, maybe they'll claim someone from another team, and that'll change it further. 24.98 years old.
24.8. Is that what you said?
24.98, so under the 25 threshold. There's 3 players that have had their 30th birthday now left after the release of Pat O'Donnell. So they are 3 guys that are 30 years old or older.
And there's a good chance that this will be, you got D-Bach, you got Devondre Campbell, and Preston Smith.
It's a chance all 3 could be gone a year from now.
That's what I was just going to say. I think that there's a really good chance the age will go up. Average age will go up, but those 3, I would think, more than likely, at least, and David for sure, it just tells you that youth is important. You have to develop, and the Green Bay Packers, Brian Gutekunst, after your question, when he let you know that opportunities need to be available for these players to grow, that tells you everything you need to know, because this roster is all about youth and growth. And if they're not growing this season, then you have to look at where are we. So you have put all your eggs in the youth basket, which, by the way, the NFL, I remember when I used to do a pregame show with Vic Ketchman, the old Packers guy.
Ask Vic.
Every time we talk about somebody, he would say, young man's game. Young man's game. And to that degree, it is a young man's game, unless you're still a really good veteran football player, which these 3 guys are. But the NFL is always going to be a young man's football game because your body is beaten down. Quarterbacks are the rare exception, and you're seeing some of that. But I think as this thing continues to go, the Green Bay Packers have put their eggs in this basket of young first and second-year players, and they all hope that they can be great NFL players. Because right now there's great talent. We don't know if they're going to be great NFL players.
There's one other aspect of the roster that I will get to a little bit later in the program because we want to get to the brand new show that will be airing across ESPN Wisconsin. But I don't want to say that Goody lied to me because, I hate it when he does that. And I don't think that's exactly what happened.
Oh, boy.
But
is it worse of a lie than the time when did he really lie to you? When was that again?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, it wasn't COVID related, was it?
No, but we don't have to relitigate that. I know you love the word relitigate.
I do.
I don't want to talk about that, but there was one roster move that they chose to do that I am very intrigued by because it flew in the face of what both Goody and LaFleur had told us about that position. We'll get to that coming up after we talk to KBN. Kyle, Brust, and Norton. Why doesn't Kyle get his last name? I'm very confused by this. It shouldn't be Kyle, Ben.
WBN would be. It's like a WGN.
Sounds like a TV channel, yeah.
It's going to be on TV. It's going to be a YouTube show, too.
Why am I watching? Because it's on TV. Not yet. Tausch, one thing that I know, whether it's KBN or W&T, we love AmFam around here.
We do indeed, and AmFam loves the Badgers. And if you love the Badgers and you're a fan, American Family Insurance wants to give you and a friend a VIP experience at a Badger football or basketball game during the 2023 season. You and a friend will receive pregame, sideline, or courtside passes, a tour of the facility, and tons of great merch to support your Wisconsin Badgers. Enter today at amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly, insure carefully.
I don't know exactly how Jesse is going to logistically pull this off.
Neither does he. He is a hot mess.
We're sweating a little.
He's scrambling back there. His gray shirt has some pit stains, and he's a hot mess this morning.
So
find Kyle though. Kyle is here. We can confirm.
Kyle
that.
looks cool.
So, he looks good.
He doesn't look like he's sweating.
He's a little dressed up for our show, quite frankly. But other than that, we're happy to have him. So Kyle Wallace will be in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios alongside Jesse and Tausch. I am in Green Bay. I don't know where Ben Brust is. Where in the world is Ben Brust? And I don't know where Nordy is either, but they will be in some way communicating on this program as we introduce them to you as our new afternoon show across ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, they all join us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your drive home just got a lot more judgmental.
Sean Clifford will never do anything of significance in the NFL.
Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton. Weekdays from 4 to 6 beginning September 11th on 100.5 ESPN.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
The new afternoon on ESPN Madison starts September 11th.
Yeah!
Join Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman from 2 till 4.
Jordan Love is starting from scratch.
It was encouraging to see that there was some positive discussion on his play.
7 wins it's a good win for a team that you claim has no weapons.
Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton are now on for your ride home from 4 to 6.
What am I missing? Compassion? What are you missing? I don't know.
The new afternoons on ESPN Madison starts September 11th.
Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Shrove. Door County Distillery uses local ingredients whenever possible for their wide array of whiskeys, rums, brandies, vodkas, gins, and a whole lot more. And the best part, they're available right here in Madison at your favorite retailer. Be sure to check out DoorCountyDistillery.com for information on all their spirits, plus local retail locations and a huge list of some of my new favorite drink recipes. They'll be the hit of any gathering. DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
If you're looking to fill the vacant space in your commercial building, the local agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group are eager to grow your bottom line. Head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today.
Metro Florida Madison knows that inflation might be pinching your budget, and they want to help. With 144 new vehicles on the lot and offers like 3.9% APR financing for 66 months on 2023 Ford F-150s, 16.19 per 1,000 borrowed, now is the time to buy. Receive a $500 Visa gift card in 2 years, no charge maintenance included with new vehicle purchases. 90 days deferred payments available to qualified credit. The deals are at Metro Florida Madison. Learn more at MetroFloridaMadison.com. That's MetroFloridaMadison.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a solo stove grill or a brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
All right, here goes nothing. Jesse, are you confident that you have everyone?
He's not. No, I can tell. I can tell when there's confident, cocky Jesse, and then I can tell when it's like sweaty, like I don't know how this is.
We haven't really ever tried this before, but I think we've got it. The video portion I'm also worried about. Only one of them's on video. So,
well, who's on video?
Kyle.
Where am I at?
Well, you're on video too.
Well, you just said only one of them.
How many cameras
One
do
of
you have?
KBN is on video.
Oh.
That's
Kyle, do you always dress up this nice? Is this like standard protocol?
Well, see, in my other role that I have with GKB, as many of my teammates know, I'm the director of content for 101.7 The Truth. So typically I have to.
And you're on Sunday Karma whenever it's on.
I am on Sunday Karma, 10 a.m. to 12, whenever it is on. We have a lot of vacation days. Not me, the other guy.
Yep.
But yeah,
much like Tausch.
Well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. But no, I typically have to dress up in my managerial role, and then I have a committee to be on
so
today.
Jesse, aren't you a manager of some sort too? And this is like the most dressed up I've ever seen you. So Kyle's not complaining about all this added workload. He's excited about having a new show, and Jesse's wearing his T-shirt, and you're always kind of complaining. Am I accurate with that assessment? Or no?
More or less.
Okay.
I came in today. It's Wednesday. People are asking, what the heck am I even doing here today?
Surprising. I heard about this, the dog thing.
Yeah.
Poor puppies at home peeing in the kennel right now, but we make exceptions for big days.
Thank you for stepping
You're welcome.
up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jesse Nelson,
what
are you
go?
doing here?
Can we get this? So first off, Kyle, before we get into the trivia part of it, you've done a ton of stuff for GKB, as you said. How excited are you for this new opportunity?
I'm extremely excited for this opportunity to be on Monday through Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. that you talked about on all different stations on ESPN Wisconsin. But I'm really excited just to have an opportunity to work with Ben Bruss on a day-to-day basis. I'm excited about Ben. I love nonsense.
What makes you excited about working with Ben?
I love nonsense. I love hijinks. I love the fun.
You got your guy.
Yeah, the slap thing I thought was outrageous. I wouldn't do it, but seeing somebody else get slapped, okay. And then the whole Matt LaFleur thing with the jersey, thought it was hilarious. I loved it. I know it's controversial for some, but I loved it. And then also getting a chance to work with, I say, a Badgers legend, and Brad and Nordy. I think that's going to be so fun. So I'm just excited for the opportunity to work with those guys every day.
Yeah, and Nordy, I think, he subbed for me a bunch as I took my well-deserved vacation.
Well-deserved.
And his analogy game is strong. He's got good analogies. And I think when you're doing radio, analogies are good. So, yeah, I think you're in good hands, and you're definitely going to have the nonsense that you're looking for. There's no doubt about that.
Well, that's what I'm all about.
I just wanted to clarify. You said that you're really, really excited to work with Ben Bruss. That's what you said there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just want to point out that not that Tausch and I have everything figured out, but I just want you to know that honesty is really the important basis.
One of the core pillars
of quality show.
It's a core value of our GKB as well. Yeah. No, I love Ben. We'll see 6 months from now whether or not that's the same, but I love Ben. Scaldo seem to love Ben.
Josh, now I'm not sure about if there's that love there.
All right, so let's bring in the rest of Kyle, Brust, and Norton.
You're going to be all right going KBN? Is that because it's your guys' show?
Why isn't it Wallace, Brust,
fair
and
question.
Norton?
Well, it's too long. I think KBN. I like KBN. Kyle, it's your show. What do you think?
We decided KBN, it flowed better. KBN, it rolls off the tongue.
Right, like putting Tausch at the end of the title of our show. It just rolls off the tongue better, even though he's the star. We get it. All right, KBN. Let's welcome in the B.
Sounds kind of French. I hope Gériard sticks. He's going to listen to both shows, but That sounds French, KBN.
Oui, monsieur.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's welcome in the other 67% of KBN as we are joined. Why do they get cartoon characters, too? We can't get our own cartoon characters?
Stop making it about you, Jason. It's about the show.
Everybody's got cartoon characters but us.
Jason, stop pouting about it.
I'm not pouting. I'm voicing my displeasure.
Kyle, is he pouting?
That's different.
He's pouting. You can be honest.
You know, I don't want to get in between what y'all got going on. I don't want to choose a side
I'm
between,
not pouting.
between you two.
Believe me.
I talk to Jason every Sunday.
Why are people afraid of Jason Wilde?
Well, I'm not afraid of Jason. I just don't want to make anybody I'm going to stay out of it.
All right. First of all, if I'm pouting, that's when I'm silent and I don't participate in the show. That's the pouting.
That's true.
This is just me voicing my displeasure. Very different.
That's fair.
Now, joining us now, the cartoon character with the goatee and the cartoon character without the goatee, Ben Brust and Brad Nortman from Parts Unknown. Ben, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Jason. I with all of the voices that are going on right now, knowing how much Jesse likes to speak, there's a lot of us on this show, so I'm actually shocked he got to me this early.
That's the good news.
You're going to start your own show, part 2, by slamming me? You're going to just pick up where you left off?
I like it. I'm here for it.
You made it out like you were happy that you outlasted them.
Well, I am.
I was not shocked to see the ESPN Madison press release had content manager Jesse Nelson, and there was no shout-out to Ben Brust.
Content manager. That's funny.
I'm the manager.
No, I understand, but the fact that Ben's taking shots at you, that's fun.
Adalia has ruined my Wednesday. I was supposed to be headed towards Hilton Head today for a vacation, but I'd rather be here talking about Kyle Brust and Norman. KBN on ESPN Wisconsin.
He's on the Tausch plan. He's got to get it in before his new show starts.
So, Benny, we loved Scalzo and Brust, and you guys still got a week left. What are you excited about with this crew?
I mean, I just really think that there's 3 different personalities that will somehow, some way, mesh. Obviously has been in radio in different capacities, but I mean, just hearing him talk about how much he loves me, I'm already really excited to work with him.
It's going to make you leery.
And honestly, I'm not an analogy guy. I know Tausch is a big analogy guy, so where I'm weak, Brad Nortman will pick us up in terms of his analogy game. And let's be honest, did Scalzo and Brust ever have, the validity? We now have a former NFL player on the show.
The answer is no, just so because you asked the question.
We did have Pop Warner's middle linebacker of the year in Boston, Mass, back in 2003. But yes, I mean, I think we all bring something different to the table. I'm super excited, and everything we've done together leading up to September 11th, it's just been really fun. And I think the fans are going to navigate towards the different personalities and see how we all mesh it together. And I'm really happy that we have cartoon characters as well, Jason.
Yeah, it irritates Jason. All right, so Jesse, we worked hard on this trivia.
Are we not? Are we not even going to welcome in Brad Nortman? Like, what are you doing over there?
Well, we're on a
trivia. You know this.
We're on a clock. Let's go. All right, go ahead. I forgot. Introduce Norty.
Hey, Brad. Glad you're on the show.
Hey, excited? Give us a good analogy, quick.
Hey, guys. Oh, wow. A quick analogy. Usually these are thought out, Tausch. I can't just do these on the spot.
That's fair.
That makes them so good. There's no level of preparation.
All right. Sorry, Brad. We don't have any more time to hear anything from you. We've got to play this trivia game. So sorry. Thanks for joining us, though. All right, Jesse, since your voice has not been heard for a while, how would you like to do trivia so we can get this taken care of and we can hear less from Brad than we've already heard?
So since all 3 of these guys have yet to host a show together, what we wanted to do today is challenge them to see if Tausch knows them better than they know them.
Okay.
So each host has prepared his own trivia question to ask the panel. We'll go around, so we'll start with Kyle asking his question, then Ben, then Brad. And we'll have everybody try to answer the question and see who gets closest or is correct, and we'll see who knows their co-hosts better.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so I'll start here, as you said, and you all know I love my Green Bay Packers. Born and raised in Wisconsin, so I am a Packer backer. And so with that, what I want for my trivia, so you all figure and learn about me, is who, in my opinion, is the greatest person to ever put on a Green Bay Packers jersey? Who is that one player?
Okay, so who's answered first, Jesse?
Let's have Brust answer first. Who
Okay.
does Kyle think is the greatest Packers player ever?
Let's go with Woodson.
Charles Woodson, that's your final answer?
That is my final answer.
It's a good one, but it ain't it. It is not C. Woodson. It's not Charles.
Brad?
Okay, well, a Tausch would be too easy of an answer.
Yeah.
Too easy. So I'm going to go with
It would also be wrong.
the same thought process as Ben, but dial back the clock a little bit more. I'm going to go with Leroy Butler.
Leroy Butler. They're choosing all the black players, I see. But no, Leroy Butler is not my favorite player. Tausch, here we go. I gave a hit.
So
it ain't a brother.
As an ardent listener to Sunday Karma, especially in the wintertime, and especially when I'm trying to win courtside seats, I believe Carmi is more of the A-Rod guy. I think you've been very, very protective of him, too. I'm going with, it's between Favre and Rodgers. I just played off your body language. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, no, not Aaron. I don't deal with traitors currently, so no, it is not Aaron Rodgers. Should have went Brett Favre.
That's what I was going to do. You played poker with me.
You said that Carmi
He
likes
was indicating
Rodgers.
you were going to be right.
He
totally. You said
I'm
Carmi
not playing poker with you, man.
Carmi likes Rodgers. I don't like Rodgers.
I had Favre the entire time, and then you sold me on Rodgers.
You said Carmi likes Rodgers.
I'm saying Favre. That was my initial
That's not
answer.
how that works. Sorry, thank you for playing.
I'll give it to you because you're a loyal listener.
We know
This
about
is how I got courtside seats. I love it.
I love me some Brett Favre.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers is dead to me.
I can't
Good
believe
answer.
how you. Yeah, okay. So I'm
I
1
love
for
you
1.
guys.
You're 0 for 1.
No, I'm 1 for 1.
All right, Brust, what's your trivia question?
All righty. Before ending up at the University of Wisconsin, which school did I sign a letter of intent to go play for?
Ooh.
Let's start with Brad.
Dark times.
Who?
Say that again, Brad?
I said those are dark times.
Oh.
Any
Dark
school that's not Wisconsin. I'm going to go with the University of Iowa.
Ooh, that's correct.
Well, I mean, we could have kept going to see if Kyle got it.
What was Jesse going to say? No, you're wrong?
No, I was going to say Creighton. I was going to say Creighton.
We could have figured out that Kyle didn't know, but
Fun
Kyle just got a jump start.
Fun fact about Ben, he also got accepted to Stanford. I don't know if you knew that.
That
or
is
not.
true.
Oh, okay, Ben
He
Smart.
was accepted to Stanford.
They paid off the department.
When you listen to him answer 5th grade questions, you'd think, how on earth could he have gotten into Stanford?
Congratulations to Max Tauscher, who now I'm told has also been accepted to Stanford already.
Amen.
All right, Brad.
I am 0-2 against Tauscher children in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Brad, take us home, buddy, because you've talked way too much during this segment.
Okay, I did create this question as multiple choice, and now I'm realizing that no one else did multiple choice. So would you like multiple choice or no?
Communication is key.
Yeah, you guys
Good
are
luck
on
with
it.
that show
That's
of yours.
That was
Okay,
Jesse's
so
fault.
here we
He gave
go.
us no
It
direction.
is Jesse's fault.
Yeah, that's true. It was very broad. Okay, so maybe the seeds of radio was sown early for me. So what was the first national radio appearance I ever made? What show was it on?
Ooh.
My first national radio appearance.
Okay, I'm gonna start this one. I'm gonna say Russillo show. Ryan
Okay.
Russillo had his show. I'm gonna say that one.
Okay, good answer, but that is not correct.
So I'm going to say, because I think, Brad, if I can remember, I am a Badger fan too. You had a fake punt, right? He had a really good fake punt where he ran for like
I'm
a
sure
great
you're
call,
I'm sure,
the great
something tells me,
execution.
something tells me you're gonna hear a lot about that next year.
No, would it be? I feel like after that you might get on like Mike and Mike or something like that to talk about that.
It's a good guess.
Another good guess? Not correct though. I like where the thoughts are going though.
I'm trying to stay in the family here. You said Russillo. What about just when it's SVP in Russillo?
Well, I think he would have given it to me if I said that. But you could guess how you want, Benny.
Gosh, Mike and Mike and Mike wouldn't have a punter.
They should have. Maybe that's what kept them
Woo!
together.
I see Ben taking a lot of
I
shots.
feel like
Wait
you're
a
going to
minute.
have to do some psychological work here, Kyle.
Let's go Freddie and Fitzsimmons.
Can I guess?
Okay, another.
No.
Is that final answer? No.
Jason, what's the answer?
I don't know this answer. I'm going to guess the Jim Rome Show. Some Jungle Karma.
Man, we are really pulling some shows from all across the universe here. Also incorrect. So the answer is the Dan Patrick Show. And
that was going to be my next guess.
I'm sure it was.
My multiple choice, just to give me some credit, was also Rich Eisen and Pat McAfee. I was on those shows as well, but Dan Patrick first. I got a story for all of them, but you have to listen to.
Look at the
tease!
Look at the teaser.
It's almost as if we should have let Brad talk more. All right, so
could have put him on ahead of Bruss. Bruss took up all the oxygen, which I'm guessing is going to be part of this show, but maybe not.
Congratulations to all three of you on your new show. I know you guys have other responsibilities to get to. We have not figured it all out on this show, but I will tell you this. Knowing a guy for 23 years certainly helps. You guys don't have that advantage, so good luck to all three of you. You barely know each other. All right, that's it for our introduction to KBN.
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying.
Wow.
What a nice send-off.
Covered Tausch is a rookie,
Good luck.
and you guys don't even know what radio show Brad Nortman was on, but neither do I. All right, KBN, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman debuts on Monday, the 11th of September, after the Packers play the day before in Chicago. Fellas, we're excited for you. Thanks for coming on our program to tell people about your program. Good luck to you all. You need it.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Thanks,
Love you guys.
More Wilde and Tausch without these three next. So stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. You've made it, Badgers fans. It's officially game week. It's time to look inside the numbers of the 2023 Wisconsin football team. 3 days until kickoff and 3 receiving touchdowns, a career high last year against Northwestern for senior wide receiver Chimere Dike. Dike enters his senior season under a new regime led by head coach Luke Fickell and will be on the field a lot this year for the Badgers. Not only is Dike listed as one of the team's top 3 receivers on this week's depth chart, he'll also be handling kick return and punt return responsibilities.
Bundle a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview of the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Jim Rutledge here. If I sound lighter and fitter than I ever have sounded before, that's thanks to Carbon World Health. I had hit a wall in my efforts to lose weight while maintaining muscle. Then Dr. Ness Rodriguez introduced me to semaglutide, and I've dropped over 20 pounds in weight, and I have my body fat percentage at 10%. Semaglutide is the game-changing weight loss treatment you've seen all over social media, and it's available to you at Carbon World Health. It's FDA approved and will burn fat, not muscle. Go to carbonworldhealth.com today to set up a consultation.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
This summer, Coors Light wants you to retire, even if it's only temporary. Take a break from your 9 to 5 for 9 holes of golf. Trade those spreadsheets for a bingo card. Or swap your office chair for a water aerobics floaty.
Cool noodles up, everyone!
This summer, welcome to temporary retirement. Coors Light, made to chill. Copyright 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
The new afternoon on ESPN Madison starts September 11th.
Yeah!
Join Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman from 2 till 4.
Jordan Love is starting from scratch.
It was encouraging to see that there was some positive discussion on his play.
7 wins it's a good win for a team that you claim has no weapons.
Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton are now on for your ride home from 4 to 6.
What am I missing? Compassion? What are you missing? I don't know.
The new afternoons on ESPN Madison starts September 11th.
Big trailers and big opportunity. Since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business. With competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities, Stoughton Trailers is an exciting place to grow your career. Join the collaboration, innovation, and dynamic team atmosphere at Stoughton Trailers. With positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Should've known by the way you passed me by, there was something in your eyes and it wasn't right.
It's a good thing Brad Nortman got plenty of airtime during his many appearances as a Cousins sub of the day. Cousins subs, we believe in better on our show. Got a little short shrifted there, but that's all right. He'll have all kinds of airtime every weekday, 2 to 5, on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Tausch, what'd you think of the new dynamic trio?
I think they're going to have a ton of fun. I think Nordy is going to surprise a lot of people as far as his radio acumen. And Kyle, obviously, has been doing radio for a while. I think Ben has too, right? Hasn't he been doing radio for? I think Ben,
theoretically.
I think kind of wrangling him up is going to be the key to that operation.
That can be a challenge when you have a co-host that you have to wrangle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse, other than you not getting enough airtime during that segment, what did you think?
I loved it. And my favorite text we got during it from Pat and Madison. Let's go, Coach Kyle. One of the best high school coaches I got to play for. Can't wait to hear more about that when their show launches. Brad Nortman, the leg, and so much NFL knowledge. Ben Brust, cool, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pretty good summary. That could be, you have to summarize in one or two sentences what your show's about. I think that right there might be a pretty good summary from Pat with a show that has not even been on the air yet.
Well, we raise a glass, as Pink would sing, to celebrate their show, which, again, the Packers play September 10th in Chicago to open the 2023 regular season. And the very next day, we will launch our new lineup, which will still include your favorite show, Wilde and Tausch, unless you're Max Tauscher, from 9 until noon. And
that
then,
really
obviously,
you, huh?
That really bothers me, yeah. It really does.
You've known that for years.
Yeah, but I don't usually get it thrown in my face live on the radio, so it was a little bit of a blow to me. But that's okay. I love Max, and I love Eleanor. They're both amazing. Quite frankly, they rank pretty high in the Tauscher family rankings, both of them, and Sarah ahead of you. All right, speaking of power rankings, when it comes to vodka, there's only one in the power rankings, and that is Tito's.
It's always Tito's, and what a fun little deal Tito's has going for you. Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering simply by entering to win at titostailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batched cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit titostailgate.com. You must be 21 to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, crafted to be savored responsibly.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch kicks off in 2 minutes, and it will kick off with a conversation about the 2023 Green Bay Packers roster vis-a-vis the 2022.
Prackers. I like the Prackers.
Yeah.
New squad.
I was wondering if that would get pointed out or not. Why would I wonder that? Because, of course, it was going to get
Would you have
pointed
yes.
out. Maybe.
Go, Prack, go! Go, Prack, go!
It's Wilde and Tausch.
So irritating.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey, this is Craig Karmazin. Join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning for Sunday Karma on a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The winning streak for the Milwaukee Brewers comes to an end. 9 in a row, stopped last night. The wind at Wrigley Field not helping. A 1-0 shutout loss to the rival Cubs. Brewers and Cubs back at it this afternoon. 1:20 first pitch for the series finale. Brandon Woodruff on the hill for Milwaukee, opposing Kyle Hendricks of the Cubs. Entering play today, the Brewers 4 games up on Chicago for the top spot in the National League Central Division standings. Reds now 7 games back at the top spot in the standings, falling fast in the playoff chase. Meanwhile, football, the Packers trimmed the roster to 53 players yesterday, but some significant news this morning. ESPN's Field Yates sharing the Green Bay Packers were in talks with the Indianapolis Colts and had legitimate interest in a trade for former Badgers running back Jonathan Taylor. Get into that. Wilde and Tausch continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed.
You know what I love about doing radio?
What's that?
Especially with you, buddy, and talking about the Green Bay Packers. You never know what's lurking around the corner.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, what are you doing here? Or almost here, or
I don't think so. I just don't.
Okay, well, you could question the veracity of reporting.
I am. I'm not the reporting, the interest level. Calling someone again, is that really interest? That's what I don't buy this, but go ahead.
Per Stephen Holder of ESPN and
the
Field
Domofsky
Yates
of the Colts, right? Holder is the Domofsky of the Colts.
And I get to read on the radio, so I'm excited about this. The Miami Dolphins weren't the only team interested in acquiring Jonathan Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts. I was hoping for some suspenseful music there, but okay. That's not
really
don't.
suspenseful either.
That's not suspenseful.
The people love
It's
it.
obnoxious. The Green Bay Packers also were in talks with the Colts and had legitimate interest in trading for the star running back. Sources, plural, told ESPN.
Say what?
Yeah, hey, Ballard. Hey, I'll throw you a 7th-round conditional if you give us JT. Is that something?
I'm going to be honest with you. Stephen Holder is very well connected with the Colts on the organizational side.
Okay,
I
great.
know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I believe his reporting, and I would say that if it was, hey, we'll give you a conditional 7th, that it wouldn't be reported this way.
Nobody is doubting the reportage. I'm saying, just like the Green Bay Packers have been in talks, and Homer always goes crazy about this. This would make no sense for Green Bay. This would make no sense for JT. Like, I guess I don't understand. There's plenty of times, and I love talking. Like Buda Baker, I want me some Buda here in Green Bay. Safety position, spot where you're. The Arizona Cardinals are in full-blown tank mode. But this doesn't make any sense. Running back is probably one of the best.
What if you're offering A.J. Dillon, who's going to be a free agent? So you give up A.J. Dillon and a 3rd or a 4th for Jonathan Taylor, and then you sign him to an extension because Aaron Jones isn't going to be back next year. You're going to cut him instead of paying him $16 million. You get a guy who's much younger than Aaron Jones. This makes perfect sense.
You're going to pay JT $16 million a year?
I'd be willing to pay him what I'm paying Aaron Jones this year.
Well, he's not going to want what Aaron Jones. He wants more. That's the whole point.
If he gets a 4-year deal with money guaranteed up front, knowing that he's probably not going to get to the 4th year, and so he gets a bunch of money up front, which is what all these guys want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you give him a big signing bonus, and then you don't get to the end of the contract like is happening to every running back.
Yep.
And you trade A.J. Dillon, so you immediately have Jonathan Taylor taking those snaps.
Who said they were trading A.J. Dillon?
I'm just throwing that out there. As you're wondering what would make sense. You would send one of those running backs back.
Okay.
And A.J. Dillon would make sense.
All right, so here, listen. I think A.J. Dillon is a fan favorite. He did not have a great year last year. He didn't take the jump that I think the Packers had hoped he would do. And there was talk of in OTAs that the things that they really wanted him to work on, running with lower pads and doing some other stuff. If that is the trade opportunity, if you could get JT for A.J. Dillon and a conditional 5th or 6th, yeah. Is that legitimate interest? Okay. I'm on board with that. I understand what you're saying then. So I just look at this and say what Miami was offering. I think that the Colts had no interest in trading JT. I think
they wanted a first-round pick.
I think their owner is a complete you-know-what. He is a guy that started on third base and thought he hit a triple. He didn't. He did not hit a triple. Okay?
Sure.
So when you start looking at it, he is kind of holding this tight. I think Jonathan Taylor is basically saying, I'll play for anybody but you. I'll play he understands the economics of where the running back position is. And for Green Bay to make a trade like that, they would have to extend and get a new deal with him.
Right.
And he's going to want top of the market. Christian McCaffrey's at $16 million. He's not going to get there. Running backs have to understand, I don't think he's going to get there. Even though I saw a number the other day that said that the salary cap in the next 3 years is going to go, I think it's at 225 or 230 right now. With the gambling money coming in, it's going to be over $300 million in the next 2 to 3 years. You're talking about that much of a jump. So all of a sudden, all of this other stuff. So that's why I said Jordan Love, the Packers, are going to try to get him done in this next calendar year because they understand that. These guys there's reasons these people are all doing this. Jonathan Taylor, I would love to have JT in Green Bay. It would be great. He is a difference maker. But with where this team's at and what they're doing, I'm a little confused by why the Packers would have as much interest if it wasn't that they were going to get rid of A.J. Dillon, which I did not think of until you brought it up.
So whatever their offer would have been, as we know, at this point, and whether or not this is Irsay positioning himself or whatever else, they have put Jonathan Taylor on the physically unable to perform list. He did not practice during camp as this all unfolded. He had some sort of I don't want to call it a Za'Darius Smith-style back injury, but I'm not entirely sure how serious this may or may not have been.
Well, he had ankle surgery last year.
But they have put him on the physically unable to perform list, so he is out the first 4 games at minimum anyway. And you still get paid when you're on the physically unable to perform list, by the way. So it will be interesting to see where this moves forward to, because as Rob Domofsky points out, it's not like he can't still be traded.
Correct.
That could still happen. But I'm sorry. When it first came out that he had asked for a trade, the selfish part of me, having had JT on the show before, we both really like him. We both think he's a really good football player, former Badger. Have him swinging by the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios once in a while. Like, the gears started turning. And I thought, this team is not super happy with A.J. Dillon's performance last year. Now, in fairness to A.J. Dillon, I thought he came to camp and played in preseason like a guy that saw last year wasn't good enough, that he was playing tight and worrying about his future. And I thought he looked like a guy who was throwing caution to the wind and was busting his butt.
Good.
Ran the ball hard, good pad level, had that great blitz pickup on the one touchdown throw that Jordan Love had. I think it was against New England. So maybe he's going to be fine. Now, I guess, Tausch, my question for you, and this is a hypothetical because, again, we don't know what the Packers' offer was for Jonathan Taylor. We don't know how serious it was, but the story indicates that it was legit, not just, we just called to see what they're asking for a price, okay?
Okay.
If you were A.J. Dillon and you were seeing this story this morning and thinking, I wonder if I was part of that conversation, what happens next? Like, you're a pro, you're getting a paycheck, so you have to do your job. But what does that do to a player? I don't think you were ever on the trade block per se, but what is he going to deal with here if that maybe was part of this conversation?
So players are insecure as it is. There's pettiness and there's insecurity regardless, and guys can act like they don't have it, but they do. And that's why you want that security of a long-term contract, so that you have that security, so it gets away a little bit. A.J. Dillon was pressing last year. Well, now this year could be it. Like, he's in his fourth year. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
He's in his fourth season.
He's in his fourth
final
season.
Year of his deal.
So he needs to have a big year, or in an already really tough market for running backs. And he is not a number one back as we sit here now. He is a complementary back to Aaron Jones. He's big. He's strong. He's shown that he can catch the ball out of the backfield. But there are a few running backs that move the needle. JT is one of them. Aaron Jones has been a really good running back. He had to take a pay cut to stay in Green Bay. Dalvin Cook has been a really good running back. He had to scramble to get $6-7 million from the New York Jets. Ezekiel Elliott. You can go through the list. Everybody understands what's going on. I don't blame JT one bit for holding out and for saying, I'm not going to play for this amount for this year when I know that you're going to use me up, you're going to franchise me, then I'm done. This is his only force of or his act of leverage. With A.J. Dillon, I think his mentality has to be, I just have to go play and have a great season. I can't worry about it. And you know what? That is not an easy thing to do. Right. To not think about what the future holds. And that what happens if you get injured, or because if something bad happens to A.J. Dillon, this league is not kind to running backs with injuries and that have not been kind of the premium running back. He still has a chance to, take that next step and be really good on a team that I think is going to run the ball a lot. He's going to get a lot of opportunities unless he gets traded for JT23.
And if he did get traded for JT23, he would instantly become their number one running back in Indianapolis and would be a great opportunity for him to show what he could do.
With a young quarterback. And it might be, even though he loves Door County, he loves the Green Bay Packers, it might have been a blessing in disguise for him to go to Indy.
And then you ball out, and they don't pay you as much as JT23 wants,
but he'd get a big
but you
contract.
still get paid.
So maybe
it could still happen.
You might be onto something.
Just a thought.
I'll say this.
I don't know.
The Green Bay Packers, if there was an opportunity for them to trade JT23 for A.J. Dillon straight up, they do it. They would have done it 3 days ago.
It's probably true. One last thing on this. I am curious if you used the phrase with JT23 there that I'm curious about. You still believe that running backs can be difference makers, field tilters?
Absolutely.
It's just that you don't want to have them long term, right?
It's just there's too much because of the amount of beating that they take and the fact that there's so many other options out there that maybe aren't quite as good but can still get the job done in a league that is now so pass heavy. I wonder if you're going to see things cycle back. I don't think you'll ever see it cycle all the way back.
Sure.
But I do think you're going to start seeing more, especially as D linemen and especially on the edge. Guys are getting lighter, quicker, more explosive, but can you line up and maul people?
Right.
The problem with that, as we're going to see with Wisconsin this week, teams are not in the mauling business anymore. O-linemen aren't mauling people. Now, Iowa, you could say Iowa. There's still some teams that do it. But the idea of just lining up and playing smash mouth football, that's not what high school is doing, and that's not what college is doing. And you know what? With the limited amount of practice time, that's not what the NFL is doing. So there would have to be a monster sea change, and I don't see that happening. So it's always going to be important to run the football, but I don't believe if you can't be a 3-down, catch the ball out of the backfield guy consistently, your value is always going to be looked at. If you're only a first and second down back, you're going to be looked at as replaceable at a really quick level.
We'll get into the Packers roster, which does not, at least currently, include Jonathan Taylor.
I would be fascinated to know what they offered.
Goody talks at 1 o'clock. Hey, Goody, what did you offer for Jonathan Taylor?
I can't talk about other teams' players.
Well, Jason, I'd be happy to tell you that I offered them A.J. Dillon and a 4th-round pick. Apparently, Goody sounds a lot like Google because Google is now talking to me, and I don't want, hey, Google, be quiet. I would just say this. I want to find that out, too, and I will try to find out. Perhaps someone will tell me off the record what the offer was.
Okay.
Because I am incredibly intrigued.
So you don't believe this is just a, hey, is JT
this is not
available?
Cursory. Nope.
Okay.
There's a difference, I think.
See, I hope you're right.
I hope it still happens. I don't mean to be whatever, but I got my hopes up a little bit.
Is it too insensitive to poll that?
I'm not posting. First of all, I'm out of the polling business after being called an effing moron. I'm done.
No, you're not.
Show account or nada.
No.
Secondly, I'm not going to poll.
You got them big numbers.
Would you trade A.J. Dillon and a 4th-round pick for Jonathan Taylor?
We could say who would you have more fun cheering for as a Packers running back, A.J. Dillon or Jonathan Taylor?
The more I like to think of myself as thinking, oh, well, this would be interesting.
This is irritating you that I thought of something
not
that you
at all.
didn't.
I'm thankful that you brought this up.
You're welcome for my service.
It's about time. The idea that this would be great for A.J. Dillon is something I hadn't thought of. It's very – and what I don't get from the Colts standpoint, you're going to start Richardson. Very raw quarterback.
Indeed.
What are you doing? You have an
best
MVP.
friend is a running game.
JT was almost the MVP 2 years ago. He was, I think, he was in the balloting, which never happens. Just an unbelievably dynamic year. And you're going to fight him when you have a quarterback on a rookie deal for 5 years. You could actually pay JT 23, pay him now, and get 2 or 3 great years with him that will help your young quarterback develop. And you're too obstinate, or you don't know. And you decide not to, you're going to piss off your franchise player when you need him to help your quarterback develop.
Yep.
Hey, great job, Jim.
Yep, he's a clown. We all agree. All right. Jesse, we're going to go talk about the Packers' 53-man roster some more in the 11 o'clock hour because we've got some fun stuff planned, including Uncle Homer, who is scheduled to appear in advance of his new 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. program, the Homer Hour. But before that, let's play some trivia. And today is Wednesday.
A.J. Dillon trivia.
All questions about Door County, and that way we can cover both A.J. Dillon and Wisconsin geography all at once.
It is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Oh, my favorite.
I'm a little rusty because I haven't worked a Wednesday in a month.
He's already setting the bar low and making excuses.
But I would say I knew that this report would come up. There might be at least one question about Door County in Wisconsin Geography
Bailey's Harbor.
Wednesday.
Is Bailey's Harbor part of it?
You'll find out, and I would advise not saying any other ones.
Fish Creek.
I would advise not saying any other areas in Door County.
Sturgeon Bay.
Oh, my God.
Ephraim.
Oh, I love Ephraim. Was it Sister Bay? Is it Sister Bay up there?
Sister Bay, that's one of them. Yeah. Are you done yet?
So I'm reading this Door County, the murder mystery. The seven.
Jesse's ready to kill you too.
It is so good. I'm 5 in. And I'm going to get, now that I have some more travel coming up, heading out to Pullman, Washington.
And Oppenheimer's not going to be on the flight. You might as well read.
So. Got a great reviews by Oppenheimer, by the way. I won't give any more. Ellison Bay. There's some other stuff up there, too.
All right. We're going to play some trivia in honor of the Packers' attempted acquisition.
Island. There's a murder on Washington Island.
We have avoided it so far, and I really want you to
There's
stop.
going to be a murder on Wilde and Tausch at the rate you're going in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios.
Well, that's not very nice.
Well, Jesse's getting frustrated. I could sense his angst through the radio waves.
All day.
Do they have stop signs in Door County?
All right.
A lot of roundabouts, actually.
In honor of Jonathan Taylor nearly being a Packer, and maybe it's not over yet, Caller 23, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776, Wilde and Tausch Trivia. We will play that coming up. Want to remind you, we've been talking about Gruber Law Offices for a really long time. They've been an amazing partner of ours, and you know the phrase, one call, that's all. What you probably don't know is that they have been helping people and families that have been seriously injured in accidents for over 35 years. And they've been giving back to our communities for just as long as well. They make a difference by helping others in our community. It is one of the great Wisconsin brands, and we're thrilled to have a partnership with them. And if you need their help, it's one call, that's all. And it's no fee, no cost to call, consult, or retain their firm. So check out gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com to learn more about their firm, in addition to what they do in the community, or call them at 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. There's so much more than just one call. That's all. Trivia's next. With 23 calls, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
Your drive home just got a lot more judgmental.
Sean Clifford will never do anything of significance in the NFL.
Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton. Weekdays from 4 to 6 beginning September 11th on 100.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
Hey, it's Stacy Bruner from Bruner Realty. People have been telling me that buying a home is nothing to joke about, so instead of telling you another real estate joke, I'm going to have somebody else do it.
Jesse Nelson here. What do you call a detective who's also a real estate agent? Sherlock Holmes.
Come on, Jesse, this is no laughing matter.
Well, when it's time to get serious about buying or selling, that's when people should do what we did and work with you.
Contact us at BrunerRealtyInc.com. Bruner Realty, homes to appreciate.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 7th. Position players, pitchers, and catchers can showcase their skills for over 40 college coaches scheduled to attend. Registration is open to all players in the 2024 to 27 graduating years, and spots are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Sign up today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com. Raise baseball, raise your game.
Hey Madison, it's Dan Andrews from Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. By now you know that you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. But what is a better buying experience? It's a car buying experience that is custom to what you want and need. We can be your trusted expert, or we can be hands-off until you're ready to purchase. If you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Chevy truck or SUV, make the short drive to Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb and see the difference a better buying experience can make.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Baby, you just a little loco, like boats in Acapulco. I'm just riding the wave. Baby, you just a little loco, emotions like a yo-yo, but I love you that way.
It is time for trivia and time for a first-time contestant. Let's welcome him in. It is Dan in Greenfield. Dan, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm fine.
Have you tried to play trivia before and you just weren't the caller, or is this the first time calling and first time getting on the air at the same time?
I've called a few times without success, but guess I was lucky today.
You picked a great day to do it, too. The best day, if you ask me.
And we'll see if Tausch gave away any of the trivia answers while he was chit-chatting about Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. All right, so
I'm counting on some help, Tausch.
Get on the video stream. I can't talk, but I can shake my head.
I'm not watching video. But
Okay. Well, good luck to you both. All right, here we go. Question number 1 for you and for Tausch is this. Which of these is a real location in Door County? Is it Egg Harbor, Bacon Bay, or Rye Toast State Park?
Well, they all sound really delicious, but we're going to go with Egg Harbor.
That is correct.
Oh, I didn't say Egg Harbor, did I?
Of all the ones you did
That's
say,
weird.
you did not say
Fish
Egg
Creek,
Harbor.
I said. That's interesting.
Gosh, I feel like you did actually say it, but that's fine.
I don't think I did.
Bailey's Harbor you got in
I
there.
did say Bailey's Harbor.
You did not say Rye Toast State Park, however. By the way, Dan, just so you know, do not feel compelled to give the "we're going to Chippewa Falls" courtesy laugh to Jesse if his jokes aren't funny. Don't feel like you have to do that for
Okay. I'll try to restrain myself.
All right, question 2, Dan. Here we go. Latitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest south? Farthest south. Is it Waterloo, Waterford, or Watertown?
Tough question.
Let's go with. I'm thinking Waterford.
That's what I would have guessed.
That's what Tausch is thinking,
Yeah.
but are they right?
Oh, baby! All right. I did not know that. Where's Waterloo?
Practically identical.
Waterloo's up by, Waterloo's
by
up
Marshall.
by Marshall.
Yeah. So there's actually, you can drive, there's one road that takes you from Waterloo to Watertown. I forget what it is, but it comes to Sun Prairie,
It's
too.
19.
Yeah, 19. And they're almost exact latitudinally, and then Waterford significantly.
Waterford's down like a suburb of Milwaukee.
right next to Muskego.
Yeah. All right.
Went to church growing up in Waterford.
Boy.
Thank you for sharing. Question 3, and an opportunity for a clean sweep today.
Perfect.
Uncle Harry's Ice Cream in Waterford. Good spot.
Not to put any pressure on, but we got a perfect week.
Which of these pairs are both cities or towns or villages in Wisconsin? Is it West Bend and Bend? Is it East Troy and Troy? Or is it North Prairie and Prairie? Both halves of each of those answers have to be cities, towns, or villages in order for you to get this correct. So, again, this is a little bit of a tricky question.
Tough, very tough.
So,
Wow.
West Bend and Bend, East Troy and Troy, or North Prairie and Prairie?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Wow.
This might be a guess.
Probably is a guess.
If it might be, it probably is.
A total guess. Let's go with East Troy and Troy.
Tausch?
I'm going West Bend and Bend.
Well, you're going to be wrong, and Dan is right.
And baby Dan.
Perfect week.
We got it good.
Perfect week.
Oh.
Pressure is on tomorrow. We haven't had a perfect week in a long
And these
time.
were not, this is a tough inning to
Two
navigate
really-
a perfect
that
inning.
was-
Yeah.
A lot of long counts.
It was a total guess.
Well done, Dan.
You got them all, bud. Well done. What a debut. You're like the Sal Frelick of Wilde and Tausch trivia. You got 4 entries into Friday's drawing. The bad news is the Monday and Tuesday contestants do as well. We will see if everybody will have 4 entries by the time we get to Friday. But, Dan, thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate your loyalty to the show.
All right, guys. Take care.
Be good.
Be good.
You know, I could consult the rules gurus.
So West Bend does not have a bend.
Bend, Oregon.
There was a North Bend, though. But not
And there's Prairie du Sac and Sun Prairie.
a lot of
prairies.
different
But there ain't no
prairies.
just Prairie.
Yep.
I bet there probably is. I bet somebody's going to text in. I live in Prairie.
I live in Prairie, Wisconsin. Yeah,
I would
probably
not
true.
be opposed to a new rule where if we get a perfect week, every contestant wins a prize pack.
You have to write that.
Because
in
that
the
way
rules.
we promote a little camaraderie.
I agree
I
with
can
you,
talk
but-
to some people about doing that.
Okay, well, you talk to some people.
Let's just keep our show on YouTube first before you start changing the rules. Okay.
That is not easy compared to the other things.
All right. Well, thank you for playing, Dan. Congratulations on your perfect score today. Speaking of perfect, The GOAT of Wisconsin sports talk radio, the all-time greatest, Uncle Homer, joins us coming up next. Before he does, want to remind you that the GOAT of banks is Associated Bank, especially if you're a sports fan. Brewers checking, Badgers checking, Packers checking. They've got them all, so you get to show your fandom right there in your wallet. And if you choose Packers checking, you also get 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop, both in-store and online, and other perks as well. I know we do an event every year, so maybe you'll be selected for that. So check out associatedbank.com/Packers or /Brewers or /Badgers to find out more. Uncle Homer is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Treat yourself to a new shower this summer. Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you over. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union student athlete, Matt Stenbroughton, from Lake Mills High School. 3-sport athlete.
Yep, basketball, football, and track.
Captain in any sports?
I am. I was a captain in basketball, and I will be in it this year, football.
Other school activities, you're part of a leadership council. For you to be asked to be part of that, what did that mean to you?
I mean, that did mean a lot because that was when I was going to be a junior, and that was great to see that the coaches thought I was a leader then.
You think back in your time here at Lake Mills, do you like that where you were as a freshman to now heading off to college next year? What kind of impact has the school had on you? What are you going to remember the most?
I never thought I'd be in this position. I'd say the school and the community definitely had a big part on who I am now, and then the help from family and friends definitely made an impact as well.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Take the long, strange trip with Scalzo and Brust. Weekdays from 4 to 6.
She bought a trash can with a cover.
That's because that was a better option for her at your place that she was staying.
Where am I supposed to put my wipes?
You know, I don't even go to the bathroom in your house because all I can think of is there's just poop in your trash.
There's not poop.
Yes, there is. What is it?
Leftovers.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Members of the Prairie Athletic Club need to play the new Prairie Pines Golf Club in Sun Prairie today. Prairie Pines' new ownership and management team were put in place by the Prairie Athletic Club this summer. Enjoy aerated greens, a renovated pro shop, and 50 new golf carts. Golfers of all skill levels are welcome. Come see the difference at the new Prairie Pines Golf Club. Visit prairieathletic.com for tee times and membership info. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club. Family, fun community.
In a world without Mountain Dew, life would be pretty dull. Because when you crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew, you enter a world where the ground rules of life are a little different. So grab yourself a Mountain Dew and get that incomparable blast of neon citrus flavor. Together with Mountain Dew, there's nothing you can't do and almost nothing you won't do to take things to the next level. Hey, the operating rule is pretty simple. If you're not having an outrageously good time, you're not drinking Dew. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Homer on Wilde and Tausch is presented by Olson Toon, Since their founding in 1997, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier design, build, landscaping, and outdoor living firms. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your outdoor living project today.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
You know what that music means. He is the GOAT of Wisconsin sports talk radio. I'm going to call him that for the next 10 years until he finally retires. You hear him every weekday right now from 2 until 4 on Homer and Tony on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. But starting September 11th, you will hear him from 5 till 6 every weekday with a rotating cast of characters, and I would hope every weekday with me still joining him, because it's one of my favorite parts of my day is when I get to talk to the crazy old man. You also hear him as the voice of Marquette men's basketball on the Marquette Basketball Radio Network, and you catch him on God Talk. My Faith with Homer and Pip on YouTube. It is Steve the Homer. True Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay, though. We got to deal with something here and end this forever. It's nice of you to say of GOAT. Of whatever. I've worked for Good Karma for a number of years, and I'm happy to be here. I once had a 4-hour show, then I had a 3-hour show, then I had a 2-hour show, and now I'm doing a 1-hour show. I'm happy to work for Good Karma, but I know one thing I ain't is a GOAT. And to bring it up would be both inaccurate. You cannot be a GOAT and have your work be eliminated 75%. No GOAT has ever had that happen. I might have been a GOAT. I don't know what a GOAT, but right now,
Homer,
I
quick
ain't
question.
no damn GOAT.
Homer.
And the one who hold on, I'm not done. The one who especially should feel that way is Tony Smith, who's no longer my partner because I'm not a GOAT. Call me whatever you want, but that don't happen to GOATs. I'm happy to be working here, but it's just stupid to refer to somebody as a GOAT given the resume. All
There
right.
you go, Jason.
Well,
but
that
quick
went
question.
exactly how I anticipated.
No, I knew that was going to be the case. Tom Brady was playing a full season. He's the GOAT, and he's not playing this season at all.
Well put.
So what do you have to say about that, Homer?
Hold on. He's a retired GOAT.
No, he
If
isn't.
turned
He's out doing
into-
different stuff.
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
He's not. He's a what? He's a GOAT at what? He's a GOAT at nothing but football.
He's a partial owner in
What
the
are you
Raiders.
talking about?
That isn't a GOAT. He's no GOAT of anything.
Tom
Other
Brady
than
ain't the
being one of
GOAT
greatest
quarterback in the history.
ever.
Now he's not playing at all. You're still working it
Yeah.
out. You're still working 5 hours a week.
Also,
Fine.
he didn't even take part in most of training camp last year. Then
true.
he played the season.
Right. Yes.
So he cut his hours.
Yeah.
He was still the GOAT.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. If he became the third-string quarterback on that team, the New England Patriots, and somebody called him a GOAT, what do you think he would say?
You're damn right I'm the GOAT.
So in essence, you don't want Wilde calling
Okay,
you the
fine.
GOAT. Is that the gist of what we're talking
If I
about?
was a GOAT, yes.
Okay.
If Tom Brady was the third-string quarterback on the New England Patriots, how do you think he would
say
feel
he
if
is
someone
the-
come up to him and said, hey, you're a GOAT? Yeah,
I would
right.
say he's the greatest third-string quarterback of all time. That's what I'd say.
The third string GOAT.
All right, Homer. I'm gonna transition as Jason made this super awkward.
Wait a minute.
What?
One more thing.
Okay.
Since this is apparently my fault, even though what I said was the God's honest truth, and I don't care what you
it'll
think.
be your fault if you do it again. Right
Oh.
now. Call me a GOAT again. I will not be on the show. That's a guarantee.
What do you want
You
us
want
to
me
call
to
you?
not be on the show that day?
We want
you want me to not be
we
on the
want
show
you
the
to
rest
join
of the
us.
day?
No,
Call me a
Don't
GOAT.
you?
I'm
Hey,
done.
don't you go threatening us. I'm not going to say it. Don't you?
I am threatening you. I am threatening you. And then when I threaten you and the people in charge say, hey, Homer, you got no choice. You're coming on Wilde and Tausch. And let's say, okay, I'm back on Wilde and
Hey,
Tausch.
we're unlike Mike Tomlin. We'll take hostages. We don't need volunteers.
That's right. All right. Well, we can go that full route if you wish.
I don't want to do that. Jason,
No.
do you want to apologize to Homer? What do you want to do here?
No, he
well,
doesn't have to apologize.
Not
He
yet.
has no reason to apologize. He
this-
had no idea that I felt this way.
I
which
had an
didn't
idea. I had a
until
pretty good idea you felt
Tony
this way.
lost his job because of me.
All right. First of all, I'm not going to call you anything else. But I do want to say this.
That's good. Nicely done.
I have lost one of my favorite cousin subs of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better, as he is now part of the program KBN. So can I get a commitment from you right now, if I don't call you anything other than Uncle Homer, that for the foreseeable future, because Lord knows old boy has now his greater responsibilities with the Badgers radio network and, of course, his requisite time off when he needs it, will you agree right now today to be my number one draft pick for cousin subs whenever we don't have Tausch?
Well, you'll have to check with the people that make the decisions. That would not be me.
It's my show.
I'm right here.
Tausch ain't here.
Jesse's
my
in charge
show
now, which is I can't believe I'm saying that, but
nice try. But yes.
Okay. All right, so let's take a break.
Yeah.
Hit the reset button.
Why are you always trying to stir stuff up, Jason?
Matt is right. I didn't even realize I was stirring stuff up this time.
That's not fair to Jason. Jason wasn't stirring anything up. I stirred it up. I'm responsible for stirring it up. It's just a sad day for me because of Tony, and that's
it's fair.
So be it.
And Jason,
cut down day when you don't get cut, but your best friend gets cut, it makes it a tough cut down.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
But that Jason had nothing to do with it. I didn't know that we would
go
here.
The absolution.
Well, maybe Jason should have had an idea that you might be. I understand. I get it. I get it.
All right,
some might have interpreted. Some might have interpreted what I did as my own version of making it very clear on my thoughts on Homer.
Okay.
But apparently that's not necessarily how it was taken.
Homer did not take it that way. So take that for what it's worth.
I did not.
Be that as it may, more with Steve the Homer True, who is not. I'm not even going to say he's not. I'm not doing it because it's not true.
No, you can call me whatever you want.
No, you just said we can't.
20 different
You
names.
just said we
Don't
can't.
use that one.
You said we can't.
No, I said you can't use that name. You can call me anything
But you just
else.
said we can call you whatever we want. No, we can't. So
Other
that's
than
not
that
true.
one exception.
Okay.
Other than that one
Except for that one
I thought I
time.
said that.
Except for that one time that the Bulls beat the Bucks.
More with Homer, Steve the Homer True, the Falcon, whatever I can call him still. Next.
You're such a dig. You're such a dig.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, as we count down the days to kickoff of the college and pro football seasons, you may be planning those last few weekend road trips before we get back into our fall routines. And if that's the case, remember to stop by and see the reliable service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie before you hit the road. There is no better vehicle service team than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds, and not allowing vehicle trouble to disrupt you. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. There's only so much time left in the summer. Don't let vehicle trouble take a second of it away from you. Trust the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. To apply today, go to stojobs.com. You've made it, Badgers fans. It's officially game week. It's time to look inside the numbers of the 2023 Wisconsin football team. 3 days until kickoff and 3 receiving touchdowns, a career high last year against Northwestern for senior wide receiver Chimere Dike. Dike enters his senior season under a new regime led by head coach Luke Fickell and will be on the field a lot this year for the Badgers. Not only is Dike listed as one of the team's top 3 receivers on this week's depth chart, he'll also be handling kick return and punt return responsibilities.
Bundle a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Show your Brewers pride everywhere you go with Brewers Checking, only from Associated Bank. Score exclusive perks like a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, even express check-in at the Associated Bank gate. And if you want a VIP game day, the Associated Bank Power Alley is for everyone. Contact the Brewers ticket office to learn how you could treat your crew to a full buffet and private bar overlooking left center field. Brewers Checking. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers today. Member FDIC.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
Pasquale's Cantina, the hottest restaurant in town, where the food is spicy and the drinks are cold. It's time to put on your shades and cruise over to the hippest southwestern joint in town, where the fiesta never ends.
Picture this, the Arizona Ranch Pizzadilla, a crisp flour tortilla with grilled fajita chicken, Jones cherrywood smoked bacon, barbecue sauce, cheddar jack cheese, spiced ranch, and scallions. All served like a pizza. Pasquale's, Middleton, and Verona, bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, where vintage racing lives on. Experience the sights, sounds, and smells from motorsport's pioneering age in historic Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Road America's 2023 season offers numerous opportunities to watch vintage race cars take on the iconic 4-mile road course. The Aaron's Art of Wheels Vintage Weekend wraps up the 2023 Road America race season September 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
Continuing with Steve the Homer True, to whom I will refer to only thusly. All right, Homer, we have spent a lot of time talking about the youth movement and Goody. By the way, under this new management, do I still get to talk to you every day? Let's make this about me instead of about you. Do I still talk to you every day?
I don't know.
Okay. Great. I'll see who I have to talk to about that to make sure that occurs. Because that's one of the highlights of my day, even when you drive me crazy. When you look at this roster, again, the average age, 24.98 years old on this roster.
Are you going to ask about Jonathan Taylor?
Yes, I will get to that.
That's what I wanted to, but Jason's
I will
really,
get to that.
He's shook up by this too.
I did not mean to stir stuff up. I really didn't. But
I think we got a new nickname for you.
The Hornet's Nest. Did.
Wildy's the Hornet's Nest.
I already said I stirred everything up. I'm sorry, Jason. You had nothing to do with it.
Well, I don't think. All right. So, first of all, I don't think nothing to do with this. It's not solely my fault.
The old Wildy, the old Hornet's Nest.
All right. Before we get to Jonathan Taylor, I just wanted your thoughts on this ultra young roster. I saw somebody named Wendell tweeted that it's the youngest roster of the last 6 years in the NFL.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That tells you something.
The Colts don't have anybody over 30.
Yeah, but they apparently have more 29s and 28s than the Packers do because their average is higher.
Hold on, this is younger than Arizona, and they're trying to lose every game?
Well,
That's
they're going to
correct.
keep getting rid of people. Buddha's going to be coming. I want Buddha in Green Bay. What do you make of everything, Homer? We all knew it was going to be a youth movement. Did we think to this degree?
Right. It's more, but I'd like to go back and see what Ron Wolf's youth movement was when he first came to the Packers. I mean, as Jason talked about, see the benefit of veterans helping, like one veteran wide receiver, but Goody clearly doesn't, and it's what we've said, that it's one extra year in the 2-year plan for all these players, and I would assume that depending on how much they improve, if they have a great year, he'll add some vets next year. This, to me, is not nearly as bad as refusing to add veteran or good veteran wide receivers for Aaron Rodgers later in his career. I mean, this is so, if the way they're doing it, they win 5 games instead of 6 or 6 instead of 7. It's really, and I believe you're accurate on it, but I think that's the approach.
It's
And
growth, yeah.
If they're so special, and this group of young players are so special that they do something, win, I would say, 8 games more, then that makes you even more positive about the future. And if they win, let's say they win 4 games, then next year becomes a bigger thing. But then they know more about the young players, and that's this core of players is the future of the team.
For
Do you
sure.
agree?
I totally agree with that.
So.
The question is, if they win 3 or 4 games, you wonder, do you have the right core? That would be the question I'd have. And
But I won't say they won 3 or 4 games because they didn't have enough vets. I'm not going to say that.
what if you miss?
What
if
they thought were good?
Yeah, what if you miss a couple game-winning field goals? And so there's nuance within that. But I think this season will be deemed successful if Jordan Love plays well, they win some games, and you start seeing the growth of all of these young players, Watson, Dobbs, Musgrave, everybody else. That's what this is going to be all about. And if you can get some wins along the way, great. Homer, I know how you're going to answer this. What did you think when you just saw that report about the Green Bay Packers being one of the 2 teams in the mix for JT23?
I remember when I sent a letter to Farrah Fawcett Majors, and I was in the mix. Said, would you go out with me now? And I was in the mix.
Wait,
was Farrah Fawcett married when you did that?
Was she married to
Was it just Farrah Fawcett?
Lee Majors? Because you weren't in the mix then.
That's correct. Hold on, I didn't do a marriage. At that time, she was Farrah Fawcett.
Okay, all right.
yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay.
Yes. Some might say she was the
anyway,
goat
this is the biggest
of the
crap.
70s
Don't do that,
pinup
Jason.
girls.
Jason, don't do that.
What?
He was being a jerk.
I said some might say she was
go
the
ahead, you
goat
can say it, you
of
can't.
pinup girls in the 70s.
Oh, yes, she was the goat.
Do you still have that
Now,
picture? Do you still have that picture in your mind? Do you still have that picture in your mind, Homer?
Is she still alive? I forgot.
I believe she is, yes. You still have that
Okay,
photo?
she no goat no more. She ain't no goat no more.
She is still with us, by the way. No, she's not.
good.
She died. No, she died in 2009.
R.I.P.
I thought so.
R.I.P.
So she's still the goat. All right. Anyway, you sent a letter to
But
Farrah
anyway,
Fawcett.
yes, everybody needs to know that Jonathan Taylor was such a crap that we lived with, that he can get away with this. What I want to have now is I want to know what the offers were and all
too.
these things. Goody, I was close. There you go. Okay, how does he get away with people passing along this crap?
But Homer,
He's an aggressive GM. That's crap.
In his defense, and I was thinking the same way you were.
Gotta be good.
No, I was thinking the same way you were. Oh, he's in the conversation, and I think most Packer fans, eye roll insert here, but then Jason brought up this is coming from the Colts reporter, the guy that's dialed it.
Care.
Well, what do you mean you don't care? This isn't Goody putting out there.
Get him. He didn't
not
get him.
yet.
The premise that you
Not
get
yet.
discussed.
It ain't over yet.
Well, then, you think he's going to get him? Go ahead. Jump on that one. Whatever you want to bet.
I don't think he's going to.
Okay, I rest my case.
All right. Well, first of all.
But Homer, can you admit that while there have been plenty of times, while there have been plenty of times, Stephon Gilmore, Hey, they called. Oh, they were interested. They entertained. When you get a reporter of that stature, and Jason views him highly, and we view Jason highly, when you hear that there's more to it, it wasn't just, hey, maybe will you take a 7th-round conditional. There was something there with some substance, or you don't report that. That was what Wilde said, so that changed my mind. And then he got me thinking, well, what if it was A.J. Dillon in a 4th? That would have made sense on both sides to do. So I don't want to poo-poo it like you do.
So he did A.J. Dillon and put in what the hell does that mean? It means nothing. You didn't get it.
It means something for A.J. Dillon.
All
right. Whoa. Means something for A.J. Dillon.
Here's what I want. I want a list of all the people that we've talked about as Goody was close. That's what I want someone to do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
got that Darren Waller.
So yes,
Gilmore.
Right. Yes.
The dude that the Claypool.
And what's the list of all the people that Goody has gotten? What's the list of the guys that Goody has got?
In trades, I'm not sure he's
and
got
by the
anybody.
way, most of the cases he'd be right to not get him. Right, if you look back.
That's not the premise of it.
I agree. Go ahead, Jason.
Hold on. So what I want to make sure you're understanding, Homer, because I agree with you. Because we've had this conversation before, and this idea that most people don't care. You were in the mix, you weren't in the mix. You made a call, you offered a conditional 7th. They said, get the hell out of here, and then you can say you reached out. The fact that this came from the Colts, the reason why I think that's significant is that if Stephen Holder is getting this kind of information from Chris Ballard or
Stephen Holder, true. Am I right?
Some might say. When it comes to covering the Colts,
it's pretty good.
When it comes to covering the Colts, he's the GOAT. But what I think is important is there's no
hornet's nest.
You are such a dick.
He's such a
You
jerk.
can't help yourself.
He is a jerk.
You can't help
a jerk. Yes.
Hold on. Will you feel better, Jason, if you just say GOAT 20 times in a row? I don't mean
You said that I was not allowed to call you the GOAT.
So now he's calling everybody
I'm calling other people goats. I'm not calling you a goat. So I'm following the letter of the law.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm so proud of Wilde right now. I don't know if I've ever been prouder of you.
All right.
Just call at least 20 people that are goats right now. Let's go top 20.
All right, I'll do it. I'll call.
I just want to make it clear. I'm not upset at the story. Of course the story can be, that's fine. But the point that's crap is that Goody is historic at what? Making an offer that ain't good enough to be taken, and this is just one more to the list. That's who Goody is.
Yes,
so
and
add one more to the list, and Packer fans should assume 100% of the time he will not get the deal.
So
until proven wrong. It is 100%. Go ahead.
Yeah, and all I'm trying to illustrate here is that, yes, there was the story about Darren Waller that they had an agreement in place and then the Raiders pulled out on it. There was the story about Chase Claypool that the Packers' second-round pick was going to be later than the Bears' second-round pick, so that's why the Steelers took the Bears off.
Right about
Whoa,
that. I think Claypool was a Notre Dame GOAT. I'm not sure.
No, he definitely does not deserve that moniker because that would cheapen it when I use it about you.
I can tell you this. Goody is the GOAT of not getting the deal.
Yeah. Fair. I just want to illustrate in this instance that we have to at least entertain the possibility that this was more than just the cursory check in and see what the asking price is, because
I will say
it makes too much sense.
They're all better than cursory. No, I'll say it. They're all cursory. I don't. You can call them whatever you want. There's only one thing we know for sure. What do we know for sure?
He doesn't end up getting him in the
conversation.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Every time. Until he proves us wrong.
Every time.
Homer, it has been an absolute joy to spend this time with you.
That's not true.
I'm not going to lie to you. This may have been my favorite appearance by Homer.
Now that I believe.
That was fun.
For Tausch, this was one of his favorites ever. Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
How many times did you smile or laugh? How many times
I
did you
cringed.
Smile? I think it was
I
over
cringed.
10.
I'll be honest with you. I cringed, and then I thought, we better just turn into this thing. Lean in.
I'd say it wasn't bad.
Oh, good one, Jesse.
Yes.
Homer, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
That is Steve the Homer True.
Jason, I didn't know you had that kind of hornet's nest nasty to you. That made me. That was fun.
I'll just say this: we all go about things differently. I felt it was important to underscore my personal opinion and feelings about him. I did not realize that it would lead to a Festivus-style airing of the grievances which occurred, but doesn't change the fact that I believe what I believe.
Right? Yeah,
no doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Jesse is back there. Jesse's having a long day. He is thinking right now, I should have stayed home with old Poochie. That's what he's thinking.
Wednesdays.
Serves you right for showing up to work.
Thank you for your service. We will kick off the 11 o'clock hour without the GOAT of Wisconsin Sports Talk Radio, because he's got his own show to prepare for. But we want to talk about this roster, more about Jonathan Taylor as well, plus some Whoa Nelly. That's all still ahead. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Toscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. Join hosts Colin Russo, Brad Nortman, Chris Orr, and Adam Mertz 2 hours before and immediately after every Wisconsin football game this season on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand. The Green Bay Packers roster cuts taking place yesterday, with some significant news developments coming out this morning from ESPN's Field Yates and Stephen Holder, who covers the Indianapolis Colts. According to reports, the Green Bay Packers were interested in trade talks for Colts running back and former Badger Jonathan Taylor. Plenty more to dive into on that front over at ESPNWisconsin.com, and I'm sure the conversation will circle back on Wilde and Tausch as we continue until noon on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. Baseball, the Brewers' win streak stops at 9 games. Crew falls 1-0 to the Chicago Cubs last night at Wrigley Field. The wind blowing in didn't help. Brewers had like 3 hits that would have been home runs any other night. Instead, two teams back at it. Rubber game of the 3-game set is this afternoon, 1:20. First pitch, Brandon Woodruff on the mound for Milwaukee. Brewers 4 games up on the Cubs in the Central.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down on my last breath. Even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else believes. I'm not going down that easily.
The 11 o'clock hour
So don't give up on.
of Wilde and Tausch. Thanks again to Uncle Homer for spending some time with us. Always enjoy that. You can check it out on Wisconsin On Demand if you joined late. And let me tell you, you're going to want to check it out.
It was interesting. Anybody can argue that.
No, I don't think anybody can argue that. The Packers roster is also interesting to me. And Jesse, I know that Tausch sent us this yesterday. And I'm going to be honest, though, because that's what we do on this show. Obviously, Homer certainly was. I'm a little leery about a position-by-position process. Sounds a little laborious. Sounds like it might take us a little while. We're not the most concise people on the planet to begin with.
We.
Oh, yeah, because Tausch is very succinct.
I'm more succinct than you.
I didn't say believe me.
Okay.
I'm aware of that.
All right.
We all have self-awareness around here. And by the way, when Jesse starts talking, he's not the shortest-winded fellow either. But yes, I am the longest-winded. I'm the GOAT of being long-winded, some might say.
Nelly!
What? He's gone. He's not on the line anymore.
Okay.
And I didn't say it about him.
All right.
That said, Jesse, would you like to take us on a tour?
Well, let's answer the question first off before you start going down tours.
Okay.
Jesse, Jason, did you put this out as a poll?
Not yet.
You just don't like putting polls out, do you? Do you?
Have we talked about it yet?
I can answer that question. No,
I forgot how stressed out Jesse is today. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it easy on you, Jesse.
What to this point would have prompted me to
because
put
I
this
said
poll
I
in
asked
the
earlier
field?
in the show. What do we think?
You didn't ask it earlier. In the
I
show.
did. I don't want to fight. We fought enough with Homer. Jason, is this roster top to bottom better than what we saw in September 1 of 2022?
All right. First of all, we did say this, and we did ask this question. Whether or not it actually was requested in poll form, I can't recall.
I saw it as I was scrolling through Twitter. I thought I saw Klinkster put it up, so Klinkster polled it.
Better him than me, effing moron. But I do know that there was some discussion of a poll about, would you trade A.J. Dillon in a fourth-round pick for Jonathan Taylor? But as far as this roster, it's not that different than last year's roster at a myriad of places, right? Like Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Samori Toure were on both rosters. They're at different points in their careers, though.
They better be better.
Right?
Yep.
They have to be better for this for you to say
David
yes.
Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins are both healthy
to start the season. Mm-hmm.
They better be better.
Mm-hmm. Is the defense any better on paper than it was a year ago?
They better be. They better.
You've got Rashawn Gary coming off an ACL. He looks great, but last year he wasn't coming off an ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Your first-round pick is not going to be a major part of the rotation initially, I don't think. So that's not different. You've lost Eric Stokes, so you have one less effective corner.
Last year was better. Yep.
At safety, you have a guy that by the end of the season you had benched and then given him the job back, and the guy that you'd replaced him with was then benched himself. And those are your two starters at safety. And look, I'm not here to say Adrian Amos is a Hall of Famer or the GOAT of safeties, but he was reliable.
Was he good with the media?
He was consistent.
Was he good with the media?
He was certainly willing.
Okay. I always have to ask that when dealing with you.
We thought that Devondre Campbell, who was coming off a first-team All-Pro season, we thought he was really, really good.
You were a little skeptical. You were more skeptical than I was of Devondre.
I was. And
Razul.
And Quay Walker was a rookie first-round pick, and now he's got a year of experience, so he should be better.
So you look at it, and I think the easy answer is going to be last year was better because you had Aaron Rodgers as quarterback, but you have to look at this again from the spectrum of last year's Aaron Rodgers was not 2020 and 2021 Aaron Rodgers.
Can you agree with me, though, that there's part of you that would like to go back in Doc Brown's time machine with Marty and just see what the season would have looked like if he doesn't break his thumb? Can we agree that that would be interesting to know?
Listen, there's a lot of things you could do. All you can go off of is, all right, this is what happened.
That's the only one I want.
Okay, but this is what happened. And what we saw was what we saw. And that's what we base our judgments on moving forward. So for that, if you had asked me this, they made the trade in 22 instead of this offseason, it would be easily yes. I mean, it's crazy. I think you could make a really good argument with the youth and where this team is, even with the inexperience in the quarterback room that you have. The problem that I have is special teams and the kicking game. That is what probably when you look at it, because defensively, you brought up some good points. With Stokes not being available, that's a good point. We all thought, myself definitely thought that Stokes was going to take a big jump, because with Jair being hurt and allowing Stokes to really elevate himself, I thought he played really good football in his rookie season. He struggled a little bit last year. Jair is healthier than he was. The O-line is going to be healthier and hopefully better than what it was last year at this time. The running game should be better. So the
tight end
will not be better out of the gates. I don't think that's. I think it will be.
Okay. Just want to make sure we agree
by the end of the season. So it really comes down to the youth and the excitement that brings. But when you're just evaluating football players, I think you have to go back and say that 2022's roster was probably better than what this roster, this youthful, exuberant, fun roster that you have. But from a football playing standpoint, I think it's really hard for me to say that this roster is better than what last year's was.
So tell me what you think of the wide receiver spot, because if you think back to last year, their 6 wide receivers were the 3 rookies who are now second-year guys that are still back, and my guy Sam Watkins, who was a colossal disappointment, Alan Lazard, who I don't think Alan Lazard was a legit number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, but I think he's a good football player that you would rather have on your team than not. You just don't want him to be your number 1 receiver.
You want him to be a three guy that blocks and will make some tough third down catches. You don't want him as a 1 or a 2, though.
Sure, I would agree. So if he was on this roster and you said Watson and Dobbs were 1 and 2, would you choose him over Samori Toure or Malik Heath, who are the 3rd and 4th receivers now?
On 1st and 2nd down, I certainly would.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess at that position, it's all potential. Tight end and, yes, wide receiver. I mean, remember, as much as you and I are on the same page, we both think that both 9 and 87 could be studs. You're putting 9 on the cover of Madden.
9 has a different kind of gear. Yeah. You don't see it.
I agree.
Have you seen that gear from anybody else? He's got a gear that you don't see it.
No, I agree. He's got to catch the ball consistently when he shows that gear. But yes.
I would say this. I am much happier with this receiving room than what we saw last year. Last year was a mishmash of hope, and it was older hope. Cobber, Watkins. This is now, I know, as long as they stay healthy, they are going to get better, and their athleticism is off the charts.
Right.
Last year's was not. Nobody was scared of Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard beating him. They just weren't. Now, Christian Watson steps up and has that big 4-week stretch. You know what happened? Fun stuff.
Correct.
Started seeing some wins. He got that excitement going. He's going to do that again. I would rather have this receiving room than what we had last year. I'd rather have this tight end room than what we had. I'd rather have this O-line room than what we had last year.
The guy that I think could flip the script for me in terms of the wide receiver room is Jayden Reed. Because I think he could be, you know how we thought Amari Rodgers was the next Randall Cobb? And it turned out that he was nothing close to being the next Randall Cobb.
There's a lot of people that wanted to say, you're going to steal reps from him. That was before. That was the days of competition, not the days of opportunity.
Yes, indeed. But I think from what I have seen of Jayden Reed.
By the way, Amari Rodgers got cut again yesterday.
Indeed. Yeah. So it wasn't just Aaron Rodgers' lack of confidence in him that prevented him from succeeding. That was a bad draft pick, some might say.
Boy, you might look back and say, the Jimmy Graham, Jordy Nelson thing, the idea of keeping Amari Rodgers punt returning instead of putting Keyshawn Nixon back there cost you a playoff spot last year.
Yes, you could say that.
And it would be really accurate.
But my point is that I think Jayden Reed could be a really, really good player.
And why do you say that? You have, and this is my fault for not bringing this up. You mentioned and you said, let's make sure we talk about this. And I just assumed you had a Sunday State Journal piece that you were writing on him, so I didn't. But what is it, and why do you like him so much?
Because I think he's got a really impressive skill set. I love and this sounds stupid. I understand this. but you would agree with me, I think. There are guys who, when you see them catch the ball, they catch it differently than other guys. Like they snatch the ball. They catch it cleanly with their hands.
Quintez Cephas was really good with that.
Yeah, I would, for the Packers' sake, I would hope that Jaden Reed's career follows a different arc than Quintez Cephas's did. But we know the Badgers outsider loved him. The bottom line is, I just think he's got all the tools. I think he's athletic. I think he's really smart. I love the way he catches the ball. He can play inside and outside, which is what Cobb was able to do at his peak in like 13, 14 of his time in Green Bay. I just think he's got everything you're looking for. And he really impressed me this year in camp. I like Malik Heath a lot. I think he is the new Alan Lazard, the goon guy who can catch the ball but also blocks like a menace. The question is, he's an undrafted rookie free agent, and how much do you want him on the field? We're going to find out. We're going to see how it plays out for him. But I am a big Jaden Reed guy. I think he's going to be really good. I thought last year, and you heard me say this from the rookie camp on, I thought Romeo Doubs had a chance to be really good. He made a play every day.
He did.
We saw the same thing happen with Jaden Reed throughout camp. And I was, yes, I called him wiry, not spindly, but I thought that Christian Watson, if he could catch the ball consistently, like you keep saying, he has a different gear. There is a chance that trio, based on the Goody approach of these guys growing together, that they could be really, really good in a year or two as a threesome. Okay. I don't have any doubt about that. All right. Jesse has put his poll in the field as you were eager for that to occur. Jesse, how did you choose to phrase that poll question?
Let me find that here.
He's having a really tough day. He should not work on Wednesdays.
No, I think he needs a day.
Today's poll. Is the Packers roster better overall leading into the 2023 season than it was heading into the 2022 season?
Great question. Great question.
Wonderful question.
I think optimism and youth is going to rule the day on this. I think you're going to see a big number for 2023. That's what I think.
We'll continue this conversation, see what the early returns are on the poll question, and more coming up. Tausch, though, before we do anything else, tell people about your love for the blue, icy cold mountains.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Of Coors Light.
Yes, the mountains on Coors Light's cold activated models and cans. They are blue. That's when you know they're chilled to perfection and is born in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. In 1978, Coors Light, it is refreshing, it is crisp, and it is only 102 calories. And I see you got College Game Day coming up. I just saw this. This looks sweet. They got the College Game Day logo on some of the Coors Light, which is going to be very sexy. That's why it is always Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
More conversation about the Packers roster as it currently stands next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
2023 is a very special year for Goodman's Jewelers. We're celebrating 90 years of serving the greater Madison area. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Needless to say, that's a long time and a lot of great memories working with you, our customers. During these 9 decades, we've never deviated from our pledge to you, which is earning your trust, delivering top-notch service, and a selection that's second to none. Discover firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers is truly a destination worth reaching. 220 State Street, Goodman'sJewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Life has its moments, times to remember and share. Make the most of those special occasions by visiting Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street. John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. We're here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. When you think of diamonds, you hear about color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. We can help you understand that. But we're equally concerned with earning your trust with the quality of our selection and our service. Goodman'sJewelers.com, in the heart of downtown Madison. Truly a destination worth reaching.
How easy is it to use the UW Credit Union mobile app? We've compared it to other everyday tasks with ratings from 1 to 10, 10 being hardest. Sending money to friends on the app, 1. Putting on your shoes, 4. Paying bills on the app, 1. Putting on your kids' shoes, Okay, stop kicking. Okay. Ah! That's a 9.
UW Credit Union, here for every you. Federally insured by NCUA.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier, and High Country seat 7.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Jim Rutledge here. If I sound lighter and fitter than I ever have sounded before, that's thanks to Carbon World Health. I had hit a wall in my efforts to lose weight while maintaining muscle. Then Dr. Ness Rodriguez introduced me to semaglutide, and I've dropped over 20 pounds in weight, and I have my body fat percentage at 10%. Semaglutide is the game-changing weight loss treatment you've seen all over social media, and it's available to you at Carbon World Health. It's FDA approved and will burn fat, not muscle. Go to carbonworldhealth.com today to set up a consultation.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, Tausch. I hate to be that guy because I feel like I'm that guy a lot. The early returns on this poll question, it's only been in the field for a few minutes. We're approaching the 200 vote mark already. Is the Packers roster better overall leading into the 2023 season than it was heading into the 2022 season?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you would say that there is an argument that you could make on behalf of the 2023 roster?
Yeah, for sure you could.
But you would say that it would be ultimately wrong?
Yeah. I would pick the 22. And
I agree.
I just think when I look back, and I know some people didn't have Super Bowl aspirations last year. I don't think anybody up at Lambeau didn't. And I think most fans still felt like that team with Aaron Rodgers would be able to. I don't think hardly anybody has that right now.
And for the record, neither the 22 team or the 23 team had Devontae Adams, which was a major difference in whether you had Super Bowl aspirations or not. But as of now, 63% of respondents say the roster is better in 2023. And to them, I would say potential gets you fired.
It does.
It gives you hope and excitement.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be fun.
But it also gets you fired. So you can say, and here's how I would hedge on this. I think the 2023 roster will be proven better than the 2022 roster in 2024.
Oh, God.
Don't roll your eyes at me, damn it.
It's not going to be the same.
Right, but it's going to
the 30% turnover.
The core of but the core of this roster is going to be the same, right? The wide receivers are going to be largely the same. The tight ends are going to be largely the same.
If it's not, we have big issues.
Right. The quarterback's going to be the same. The offensive line, somebody else will be playing left tackle. We agree on that.
We do.
Everybody else should be back, though.
Yeah.
They're all under contract for 2024.
Well, not Runyon, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I take that back.
Thanks.
But, they'll...
I love it when I get a little snippet over J-Dub.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, so enjoy it when it does. But the fact of the matter is their offense should not look appreciably different. Now the question would be how different might the defense look in 2024? But that's not really what the referendum is.
That's not what the question is. Yeah,
right.
That's a Wildeism.
But this is really about how good do you think the offense is? Because the defense is largely the same, and if not slightly worse, because of some of the guys that we're uncertain about that were not uncertainties a year ago. It's the offense on whether or not, if you're voting yes, you believe the offense is better with Jordan Love instead of Aaron Rodgers and all these young guys at wide receiver and tight end than what they had last year. That's what you're saying, yes?
Yes.
63%. Strikes me as optimism.
It is.
Leading
and
the voting.
There's nothing wrong with some good optimism. And by the way, the team went very good last year. And they were older. Well, they weren't, Jason. I mean, you want to sit and roll your eyes back at me? Great. It was an 8-9 football
team. What do you believe their record is if Aaron Rodgers doesn't break his thumb? Because this is no, it's not irrelevant.
No, it is.
It isn't. Because if you're 8-9 or you're 11-6, that's not irrelevant to me. Like, I think they probably still move on the way they did, whether they're 11-6 and check out in the playoffs in the divisional round or lose a home wild card playoff game, whatever it might be. But, and look, I'm not here to be his toady anymore. But why, when Brett Favre broke his thumb the 2 times he did, it was this Herculean accomplishment. Oh, my God, what an Iron Man. And when Rodgers does it, we just say, well, he sucked last year. Why is that?
It's a good question, but it's the reality.
Because Brett Favre sucked in 1999. But nobody said he sucked. Everybody said he broke his thumb in 1999, and that's why he struggled. I'm just saying, they go 11-6 a year ago with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback after trading away the best wide receiver in football because he didn't break his thumb. I think we would at least look at that team differently, even if they choose to move on, which is, I think, what they would have done regardless. I think, short of a Super Bowl, they were moving on.
I agree.
So, I just don't like it that we completely ignore a broken thumb on the throwing hand of one of the all-time greats. That's all.
Yeah, but what do I always tell you?
If you're playing, you're subject to being evaluated.
There you go.
Nobody cares.
Nobody does. They don't. You know who didn't care? Packers didn't care.
Yeah. Well,
you know who didn't care?
Goody.
Detroit Lions didn't care at the end of the season when all that would have been pushed aside had they won when his thumb was pretty healthy. So it's easy to not criticize. And I've played when you're injured and you're not healthy. It sucks. And then you're getting evaluated. You're like, well, yeah, I only have one ankle. Like, I can't put my foot. But when you decide to go out there and gut it out, you gut it out. And then you're criticized and you're critiqued that way. That's the reality of this business.
Yeah. You think they would have won any of the games if Aaron Rodgers had sat out like Dak Prescott and Jordan Love would have played quarterback?
Would have been fun to find out.
I would have liked to have seen it, too. All right. You can keep voting in the poll question.
So you think this should be a landslide for OT22?
I don't think it should be a landslide, but I don't think 2023 should be winning unless you're voting based on potential and hope.
Jesse, which way did you vote? Did I ask you?
I haven't voted yet, but we were talking about the Packers on pace for being the best team in the league again and running it back as a 1 seed in a last dance type thing last year heading into the season. Like, I think it's easy to look back and say, oh, yeah, there were a lot of flaws for that team last year. We should have seen this coming, that the receivers and Rodgers not working with them in the offseason, all that stuff. We could have said that ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
but we saw it as it played out. Going
Devontae
into the
not
year.
being there, yeah, that was something that I knew was a big deal. I did not recognize to the degree of what it was.
The roster wasn't as good in 22 as it was in 21, but we still felt like they were number 1 seed potential caliber last year.
Yes, we did.
We don't think that at all about this team. So to me, I'm voting 22.
Okay.
Keep voting at Wilde and Tausch on Twitter. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh. Door County Distillery uses local ingredients whenever possible for their wide array of whiskeys, rums, brandies, vodkas, gins, and a whole lot more. And the best part, they're available right here in Madison at your favorite retailer. Be sure to check out DoorCountyDistillery.com for information on all their spirits, plus local retail locations and a huge list of some of my new favorite drink recipes. They'll be the hit of any gathering. DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie. Zimbrick Chevrolet.
The 2023 Putts for Pups golf outing with proceeds benefiting the Dane County Humane Society is back and bigger than ever. Jesse Nelson here, presented by Bruner Realty and ESPN Madison and hosted at Blackhawk Country Club. Putts for Pups is a great day of golf aimed at raising money for an even greater cause. Last year's event raised over $32,500 for DCHS. Donate or find out how you can get involved at putsforpups.com. Proudly sponsored by Zimbrick.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
This summer, Coors Light wants you to retire, even if it's only temporary. Take a break from your 9 to 5 for 9 holes of golf. Trade those spreadsheets for a bingo card.
B7.
Or swap your office chair for a water aerobics floaty.
Cool doodles up, everyone!
This summer, welcome to temporary retirement. Coors Light, made to chill. Copyright 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
the city. All they did was run, 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 run. Staring at the lights, they look so pretty. Mama said, son, 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 you're gonna grow up, you're gonna get old. All that glitter don't turn to gold. But until then, just have your fun. Boy, run, 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 run. Run, run, run.
Tausch, I want you to give this some thought while you're playing Whoa Nelly.
Yeah, what up?
Talking to Goody at 1 o'clock. Other than what did you offer for Jonathan Taylor? What do I need to ask
What do you
him?
think the Colts asked for?
I think they wanted a first-round pick.
No, you know what I think they wanted?
The Jets pick, whatever it ends up being.
They wanted Christian Watson.
Because the
Dolphins.
Because they wanted Jalen Waddle from the Dolphins.
They wanted to give themselves a stud young receiver to grow with their young quarterback. And Green Bay absolutely did the right move by saying no.
Samari Toure and a fourth. Who says no? Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Would you have taken that deal?
No, I'm not trading Christian Watson.
I'm
Not a chance.
Okay. Right. You remember back when Jason reported that Jordan Love was asking for a trade, like December of last year?
That's not accurate, but go ahead.
You know the Indianapolis Colts are one of those teams on that list. The Indianapolis Colts are one of the teams that people are reporting would have had interest in trading for Jordan Love. Do you guys remember that?
I don't.
Well, it happened.
Could we have gotten JT 23 for him?
Back then, no. You would have.
Whoa, Nelly!
I think that's where Jim Irsay started the conversation. Well, Jim Irsay probably has no clue who Christian Watson is, but Ballard probably was looking at it and saying, "Man, we like that cat. We like that cat." If because you always look at it and say, "All right, well, they asked the Dolphins for this. Why would they not be asking the Packers for a position similar?" And Christian Watson would fit that mold. Even though Jalen Waddle's been better, longer, if I'm the Packers, I don't even think I would say no quicker than you could say you know what.
But the Dolphins also have Tyreek Hill as a number one, elite wide receiver. Christian Watson is the number one wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
Why would they consider that?
Who would consider it?
The Packers.
They shouldn't.
I'm guessing
that maybe that's why the trade
they didn't.
That's maybe why the trade didn't go through. That's my point. What I'm trying to tell you, Jassy.
How about those Packers?
Whoa Nelly!
Wow, the Packers have claimed 2 players on waivers.
Oh, let's hear about it.
From the official waiver
I'm going to
wire.
guess. Just wait before you tell us. One of them's a tight end.
One is a tight end.
The other would be a safety?
The other is a safety.
Wow!
You're good at this.
Yeah, pretty good for OT. Pretty good for OT.
By the way, you know what that means, right?
That means maybe Royce Newman might be gone.
That means they're going to have to make 2 roster moves to make room for these fellows.
That's true. And they still have to make a roster move. They're going to get rid of Tenuta.
Because they've got to get a long snapper on the roster.
Maybe this tight end's a long snapper.
I don't think so. Ben Sims from the Minnesota Vikings played at Baylor collegiately.
Which one is he?
Zane. He's the tight end. Sorry. And Zane Anderson is the safety from Brigham Young University originally. From the Buffalo Bills, who waived him yesterday. So Zane Anderson, safety from Buffalo. Ben Sims, tight end from Minnesota, are your 2 Packers waiver claims. There will be corresponding moves that will be forthcoming.
I saw Tom Silverstein reported that Sapp was brought back on the practice squad as well. So a lot of moves. It will be who gets cut.
Jesse, would you like to still try to do Whoa Nelly?
Whoa Nelly!
Emmanuel Wilson? They end up trying to sneak him by everybody, cut him now, and then get him on the practice
They
squad
brought
or
back
something?
old boy, too. Austin. I always screw his name up. I just want to say
Alan Austin.
Austin or Austin Allen. Yeah, they brought him back on the practice squad. And I think when I saw that, I was kind of thinking, all right, maybe this is going to be the direction they go. And if something happens injury-wise, you could bring him up. DeGuara is going to be kind of your blocking guy, and you let these two young guys eat. That was the reason you didn't bring Mercedes Lewis back. And then once you hear that there's a waiver claim, you knew.
Would you rather have Ben Sims or never mind? I'm not going to go there. Jesse, what do you have on one?
If you went to a baseball game like fans of the San Francisco Giants did last night, and the starting pitcher takes a no-hitter up until there are 2 outs in the 9th inning and then gives up a hit, would you describe your experience at that baseball game as a positive one, that you almost saw a no-hitter, or a negative one, that you were that close to a no-hitter and then missed out?
Yeah, if it was 7-0, do you get that added drama of almost having, and the great catch in the 8th inning I saw on SportsCenter that to keep the no-hitter going. You were on the edge of your seat trying to do it, even though I don't know how many people care about no-hitters anymore. I think you look at that and say that's a heck of a night. Would it be better if you were able to keep a ticket stub, even though they don't give ticket stubs anymore, and say you were at a game with a no-hitter? There's been like a couple hundred no-hitters now. Perfect game, yeah. No-hitter. I think the drama of maybe getting there and then the dude hits it over the center fielder's head, I like that probably even better than actually going to a no-hitter.
You want the 2 outs in the 9th game more
I
than
love the
a
drama
regular
of it, yeah.
no-hitter?
I do.
Who would want that?
Don't you get the drama either way?
No.
Either he gets it or he doesn't.
He hits a can of corn pop-up, and it's, great job,
Yeah,
no-hitter.
they celebrate a no-hitter.
You
say,
won't
I
even
saw a
remember
no-hitter.
who pitched.
Hey, remember that game we went
You
to,
won't
kids,
remember
where
it.
we saw the no-hitter?
Hey, you know
Yeah,
what's
that was
funny?
cool, Dad.
You know what you remember about the Brewers no-hitter? The real no-hitter?
Robin Yount's catch.
There you go.
Right, but yes, it would be great if the last out is dramatic, but you're on your edge of your seat for the first 26 outs. Whether he gets the no-hitter or he doesn't, you get the same experience for the first 26
You're
outs.
not until about the 5th or 6th inning, so it's about the last 15.
It's still the same.
It's still the same.
You either just finish the deal or you don't.
He's just ignoring us now, Jesse. We've irritated him.
Whoa, Nelly! No, I'm not ignoring you. I'm saying I think there's some lead-in and a little drama lead-in that just, great, they threw another no-hitter. You won't even remember who threw the no-hitter. Who combined no-hitter for the Brewers?
Corbin
Burns.
And Josh Hader.
I think there was 3 pitchers.
It was just those 2.
I think there was 3.
No, I think it was 2.
Promise
I don't
you
even
it
think
was
you
those
guys
2.
know. That's my point.
I think we just demonstrated we did know.
Just Corbin Burns and blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God! What was that? What was that? Like, was that Bullwinkle the Moose? Was that what that was? That was really good.
You guys grow up.
Do it again. No, do that voice again.
I can't do it on demand.
Corbin Burns and
Corbin Burns. That may have been your greatest voice ever, and you didn't even know you were doing it. That was a great Bullwinkle.
All right. Now I know I have a talent.
Happy National Toasted Marshmallow Day.
What? We have too many days.
Are toasted marshmallows around a campfire overrated, underrated, or properly rated, Tausch?
I think to get it done right is rated. I don't think you could ever say that roasting marshmallows is underrated. You ever gonna have a bad time roasting a marshmallow?
Yes.
No.
Mosquitoes.
Burst in the flames.
You gotta have patience. Little kids don't have patience.
Smell like smoke on your clothes because of the fire around you.
Well, you guys have issues, man. I don't. If I'm out roasting marshmallows, I'm happy.
With a Coors Light in one hand and a Slurpee in the other. I guess you'd need one hand to toast the marshmallow. Are we done here?
Yep.
Yeah, we've been done for like 5 minutes, haven't we?
I don't know. Bring back the voice. Can we? Hey, can you hotkey that for us?
No.
You can't even hotkey the quote of the year. That tells you everything that the Packers are doing. He won't, but he'll do Bullwinkle. That tells you everything you need to know.
Brian Gutekunst is speaking in 1 hour and 11 minutes. I will be there. What do we need to ask him besides, hey, what were you willing to give up for Jonathan Taylor? We'll talk about that to wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for the pure and delicious taste of Grassland Dairy. A kickoff of the college and pro football seasons on the horizon means, despite what the temperature outside may be, that summer is winding down. So as you prepare for those end-of-summer cookouts or attend those last summer weddings with great dinner spreads, make sure every occasion is complete with Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy has been serving Wisconsinites since 1904. That's over 5 generations. And Grassland is still delivering the pure and delicious taste from farm to table, which has made it so great for all of these years. And the key to that success? All the hard-working dairy farmers across the state of Wisconsin who have helped produce the ingredients which give Grassland its pure and delicious flavor. Thank you, farmers, and thank you, Wisconsin, from Grassland Dairy. Butter better with better butter. There is no better product and no better taste than Grassland Dairy. Learn more and find delicious recipes at grasslandbutter.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com. You've made it, Badgers fans. It's officially game week. It's time to look inside the numbers of the 2023 Wisconsin football team. 3 days until kickoff and 3 receiving touchdowns, a career high last year against Northwestern for senior wide receiver Chimere Dike. Dike enters his senior season under a new regime led by head coach Luke Fickell and will be on the field a lot this year for the Badgers. Not only is Dike listed as one of the team's top 3 receivers on this week's depth chart, he'll also be handling kick return and punt return responsibilities.
Bundle a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier, and High Country seat 7.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
The 2023 season is underway and Fun for All is back with the Forward Madison FC Family Special on sale now. Bring the family to exciting professional soccer at Breeze Stevens Field. Enjoy a ticket, Pepsi product, sandwich, and a Forward Madison scarf for just $21. Forward Madison has fun for the whole family. Enjoy Lionella Bessie, the team's dairy cow, our new kids zone, and more at every Forward Madison match. For tickets, go to forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever
Goody will speak with us in a little over an hour. Tausch, besides the Jonathan Taylor thing, which he's not, like, I would love to figure out a way to ask a question related to that will actually get an answer. Well, we don't talk about players who are on other teams, what we may or may not have done. I don't know. I honestly don't know how to do it.
Yeah, what do you have as your kind of honey-do list on what you're thinking you want to have happen? What do you really want to ask him?
Well, I'll be honest. You joke about the hotkey that we like to say about how that was, in my opinion, his answer 2 weeks ago about the priority about this team. Yeah, we want to win games.
That's a great question.
We're here to win a title.
Yeah.
We're here to win a championship, not just win some games, is the quote of the year because it encapsulates, and it also basically says, hey, winning would be great, but it's not the most important thing for this year. And that is an admission that you don't get every day from an NFL executive. Now, that said, he's already said it. So I don't know, we talk about the young roster and how many players under the age of 28 are on this roster. Like, I would love to know, and it's an offshoot of his answer, but at what point is it too much youth? Is there such a thing as being too young? And do you think you're anywhere close to that?
I think you'll get a canned answer.
Right, I agree. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, you got an hour. You'll figure it out.
I'll think about it while I'm showering and driving to Lambeau. So if you, as a fan, want to know, because, look, still we're at over 60% of people that think that this roster is better than last year's. Do you think, what if I ask them that?
I think you could just say, listen, the expectations, even though you've said it's about growth and everything else, do you still have high expectations for this season as far as playoffs and being a playoff team and chasing a championship? Because then that lets you know kind of where he's not going to lie to you, even though you never told us what he lied to you about earlier.
That's in the past. It's water under the bridge.
There was a second thing he lied to you about.
Over the dam. He lied to us about the number 3 running back needing to be a special teams stalwart and being a good blitz picker-upper. And instead they kept Emmanuel Wilson, who's an awesome story, and I'm excited for the kid, but he didn't play special teams. So I guess that doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So I will figure out what I'm going to ask him. Is there anything that pops into either of your heads before we go that you really want to know?
Jesse?
The Jonathan Taylor thing is just
so
juicy.
I'm kind of on JT23, too.
Were there any players that you had any conversations about reaching out to?
Are there any players that are untouchable that cannot be traded on your 53-man roster right now?
Yeah, we're not trading Jordan Love, but we would have traded
Josh Allen.
But we would have traded A.J. Dillon. That's it for us today. Thanks again to the GOAT, Steve the Homer True, for joining us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On